everybody. Welcome back to another... What name did we settle on? Free for All Tuesday? I think we're going to run with Free for All Tuesday. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Free for All Tuesday. I am sorry about my absence lately, and I am still on a little bit of a time crunch, so I have like maybe 2 hours before I get out of here. So, hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. Hope everyone's having a lovely, lovely day. Let me make sure the chat is correct. Why is it not working properly? Huh. Oh, there it goes. Quick refresh did the trick. And I'm just going to jump right into it. Guys, please hit the like button. Please share it out. All that stuff. You want to support, you know that. This is the last show here with the Halloween pop-ups, and we have like 40 something new question marks down below, like at least 40. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna put this at 1.25. I've seen memes of this, but I have not seen anything of this, no substance of this, no like real coverage of it. I've been avoiding it, to be honest. So we're gonna jump right into it. Did I just said it right? Yeah.
My family lineage is settlers from the 1500s.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
you
colonials.
You don't look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about?
You're not.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
What are you talking about?
You're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
What? Oh, okay. Alright, I see what's happening here already. Got it. They hired people to say this shit. Got it.
Listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't even like... I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
I'm Mehdi Hasan. I'm a journalist.
Yep, okay. Alright, I see what's going on. Cool, this will be fun.
I'm the editor of Zeteo, and today I'm surrounded by 20 far-right conservatives. My first claim is Donald Trump is pro-crime and pro-criminal. Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Mehdi.
I would just like to ask, what makes someone pro-crime versus, anti-crime?
I think when you're soft on criminals, when you let criminals out of prison, when you pardon people who've assaulted police officers, you're pro-criminal. Donald Trump pardoned almost 1,600 people who were involved in January the 6th. I think 600 of them had been charged with assaulting a police officer or obstructing.
My first question in response to this would have been, what was your take on George Floyd? What was your take on the BLM movement and the riots therein? That would have been my first question, and then we could have gone from there. But like, okay, are you anti-crime, or are you just anti stuff that you consider to be Donald Trump's crime? That would have been an honest start to this question.
Police officer. 170 had pled guilty to assaulting a police officer. 70 had pled guilty to assault with a deadly weapon. J.D. Vance said, we're not going to pardon the violent criminals from January 6th. Donald Trump pardoned all of them. Are you okay with that?
I would say January 6th is a very special case. I would say it's almost a climax point in history. I would just phrase the question this way. Right now in the LA protests, if they were to, just for example, they were to rush the Capitol of LA, I mean, they'd have to move over all the homeless people living in tents on the steps of the Capitol. But if they were managed to get into the Capitol and they were just protesting, peacefully, let's say police officers were rushing them in. They were letting them in and saying, hey, you guys can go in, like we have many testimonies that say.
What about the violent ones, though?
Okay, violent ones like...
Like a man named David Dempsey, a judge, a Reagan-appointed judge, sentenced to 20 years in prison. He stomped on police officers' heads. The judge said his conduct was exceptionally egregious. He attacked police officers with flagpoles and pepper spray. Donald Trump pardoned him. There's a man named Daniel Rodriguez. He got 12 years in prison for taking a stun gun and tasing a police officer in the neck and giving him a heart attack. The judge said he was a one-man army of hate. Donald Trump...
I thought that didn't happen. Like, isn't that proved to not have been the case to how that one happened? And the only cop who supposedly died there was the dude who had a stroke like 4 days later.
pardoned him. Does that not make Trump pro-criminal? He's letting violent criminals out of prison.
I would say no, it doesn't make him pro-criminal.
You're okay with that?
I did not say that. I said that one pardon against somebody.
It was 1,600 pardons. 600 of those were people charged
one
with...
example that you just gave me.
I can give you more. Just keep going.
Fine. And I'll say the exact same thing every single time.
Then your argument will fall apart because it's not just one example if I keep going.
Go for it then.
Okay, Shane Jenkins got 7 years in prison for 9 criminal offenses, attacking police with a deadly weapon, destroying government property.
How do pardons that probably shouldn't have happened turn into pro-crime?
So you've agreed that they shouldn't have been pardoned?
Sure, but that wasn't your claim. Was January 6th? Your claim was Trump is pro-crime.
Yeah, because he pardons criminals.
Okay, I would say that's a fault.
Let's talk about non-January 6 people.
Okay.
He's pardoned people like Paul Walchak recently, who took millions of dollars from his own employees, was sentenced to tax crimes, had to pay back $4 million. Trump pardoned him. He bought himself a $2 million yacht. Why is he pardoning criminals like that?
Well, I don't know. I don't think you should. I don't think really President.
This kid's not doing a real good job, but it's a kid, so I don't know what you expect, really. They seem to pick, if not paid actors, like purposely dumb kids to argue this stuff. I think what the question I would have responded to this would have been, tell me a pardon that does not come with a crime. Is there a pardon? Really? Is there a presidential pardon that didn't accompany a crime, and why did Joe Biden pardon, what was it, like 10,000 criminals?
Presidential pardon should be a thing at all, but I don't think that.
All right, pause.
That means something.
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thanks.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
See, the thing, I'm probably going to take this down afterwards, so enjoy it while it's up. I might leave it up, I don't know. But these always get copyright hit because Jubilee is copyright. So, yeah, it's going to be fun.
Mehdi.
What is it?
Mehdi.
You're from northern UK, I guess?
I'm from London, North London.
Okay, fair enough. What's your ethnic background, if you don't mind asking?
My parents are from India.
Okay, perfect. Just getting premise here. First of all, I want to say
the premise of Donald Trump being pro-crime.
No. I want to concern myself with why you care about what's happening in the U.S., first and foremost. Secondly, I want to say this.
Yeah, that's a fair question. Why are you so concerned about what's happening here from England?
Should people who live in the U.S. not care about?
Let's not interrupt each other. Because I have this thing, people know I have this thing. I have to stay calm, okay? So here's the thing.
This dude's a fucking actor. Look at how he says this. Holy shit, this dude's a fucking actor.
U.S., first and foremost. Secondly, I want to say this.
Should people who live in the U.S. not care about?
Let's not interrupt each other. Because I have this thing, people know I have this thing. I have to stay calm, okay? So
This dude's putting on. I have this thing. He's trying to do a De Niro. I have this thing. I gotta stay calm. Because no one likes it when I'm not calm. He's doing a De Niro right now. Fucking hell.
Here's the thing. I am happy that he released J6. In fact, so much so that I was prepared to protest if he didn't. So when you say, are you okay that he's pro-crime? Sure, because you know what? We're changing the definition of what crime is, first and foremost.
You don't think stomping on police officers' heads is a crime?
I don't think it's no longer a relevant conversation anymore. You're arguing. No, it's not, because you know what? Okay, have you seen the U.S. in the last 4 or 5 years?
Yes, I've
BLM protests. Have you seen? Okay, I myself have been involved in these protests. I've seen egregious things that you couldn't even imagine.
So
being done to conservatives. It's not about that. It's about tribal warfare. That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry, your parents are from India, so
I'm an American
you have
citizen.
your own states.
I'm an American, you know.
You're an American citizen? Okay, fair enough. I don't know how you got that, but fair enough. Here's the
What? Okay. I didn't. This is fucking crazy. I lightweight refuse to believe that these are real fucking people.
thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Not sure how you got that. Okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the claim here. Okay.
But you're
a little different.
But you're a
than yours.
descendant of immigrants, settlers,
I didn't know.
colonialists.
Yeah, colonials.
You don't look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about?
You're not.
What are you talking about? Whites are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
What was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going on a tangent. But what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting.
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here from
Do you know
Asia.
what indigenous means?
Listen, before
indigenous
America,
people
let
can't
me
come from somewhere
finish.
else.
Why do you ask a question if you're going to interrupt?
I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous means.
I do know what it means. It means they came here first, right? They came here from Asia by way of land bridge. Have an argument with Neil deGrasse Tyson or anybody else about that. I don't care.
Is he an American?
I genuinely don't care. Yes, he is.
Okay, just checking.
My point is, okay?
Nothing to do with crime. So far, you've agreed with me that these
Because
people are
you're
criminals.
derailing, dude. I'm trying
You
to stay on
literally
track.
sat down and asked me where I'm from. I think you derailed this conversation from the get-go.
By that, but because
I'm not
I'm always
offended. I'm
curious.
just wondering what it has to do with
I'm
crime.
always curious.
We're going to talk about
why-
immigration. Don't worry. Later on, you can come back.
I hope so.
Right now, you're doing a very bad job of making the case that he's not pro-crime. pro-crime.
I just got a round of applause. I could probably get another one, actually, if I asked for it.
Wow.
So I don't think I'm doing
Is this how
as
you
bad.
get rounds of applause? You sit in a room with 20 people who agree with you. Wow, amazing. Amazing. That
Well,
must
wait
make you
till
feel
this
good.
comes out. You know what? I'm
20
actually
people
glad
agree
you're
with
getting
you,
this
applauded you.
emotionally outraged right
Wow.
now. This is great.
I love it.
Do I have to say anything at this point, or are you just going to keep going?
No, please.
Okay.
Make your claim.
Well, my claim is that I don't care if it's pro-crime. You
Okay,
want to go back to the
so
topic of conversation?
that's fine. We agree then. He's pro-crime
But
and
I
you
have
don't
a
care.
question for you, though. Do you care on the opposite side of the spectrum?
Yes.
Do you care about law being administered
Yes.
to the opposite side of the
Yes.
spectrum?
I think anyone who assaults a police officer shouldn't be pardoned. I think that Donald Trump shouldn't have pardoned 9 Republican members of Congress who were convicted of crimes, and I don't think Joe Biden should commit. I don't think Democrats should pardon Democrats.
Fair, but I don't think you understand where we are on the U.S. side. I
think I do.
No, because you're
I do
arguing
this for a
from a
living.
position of like a U.S. that doesn't exist anymore. We're headed towards
some nihilism. No laws, nothing matters.
It's not about
Everyone's pro-crime.
It's not about that. It's that
That's
conservatives
convenient.
conservatives for too long have been playing it safe. They've been playing by the law.
Really?
They've been playing
by the law?
Yes, they have.
Maybe you missed the Bush presidency. Did you live here during the Bush years?
Conservatives are
Didn't
so
play by the
concerned.
law, George W.
Let me
Bush, nor did
finish.
Ronald Reagan.
Let's be respectful to you. Let me finish.
I'm not sure you've been that respectful, but okay.
I'm trying to bring it back, so let's both bring it back.
No, Bush and Reagan both did not play by the law, whatever that means. And that's a fair response to what he said. This dude is literally saying nothing. And neither of them have said anything.
Okay? I'm conservative, okay?
Really?
Let me tell you this. We do play it too safe. We've been playing it by the book for too long. At this point, gloves are off, right? The left has made their point. They're willing to...
Of course not. They get complete retards because Jubilee is clickbait garbage for content creators. It really is content bait because this thing is so copywritten. I am going to make nothing off of this stream. I just wanted to cover it. The only chance I have at getting anything from this is if people donate to slabs because there's no ad revenue or join memberships. Can I gift out the free members today, by the way? No, I can't. Or slabs. That's it. That's the only way I can get anything from this. Or slabs or supers.
Police force in Washington, the left.
Yes! Are you kidding me? The left? Are you insane?
Police officers.
Look at LA right here. You think those stand down?
You think the LAPD are a bunch of liberal Marxists?
No, but I
Really?
think they listen to liberal Marxists who tell them what to do.
okay.
I think they listen to who signs their paychecks at the
Can I
end of the
just
day.
check, because you're doing lots of little diversions. We both agree Donald Trump's pro-crime, you're just fine with it.
No,
Is that
I
the position?
don't
That's what
agree
you've said
with
so
your-
far
I
for
don't
about
agree with your
5 minutes.
I don't agree with your definition
What's
of
your
crime.
definition of crime?
It doesn't
Stomping
matter.
on a police officer's head is not a crime. That's
no,
your
what I'm
definition
saying-
of crime, as the
He keeps getting
Native
me out of it.
American.
I am Native American.
If you say so.
So going back to the topic at hand, we have different definitions of crime because you're
That's
talking
convenient.
about.
There's a
It's not
criminal
about-
code
it's
in
not
this
about
country.
what's
It's called the
convenient.
U.S. Criminal Code.
You know what? Let's focus
That's
on
what
what we
everyone
agree on.
focuses
I'm
on.
sure you and I actually agree on a lot
Do we
more than
agree
you
that
realize.
people shouldn't stomp on police officers' heads? Can we agree on that? If
I'm
you don't
not-
agree on that, then I really think this conversation is kind of
No,
pointless.
because first of all, you're saying what? That the police have the authority, that they're given the authority. I don't accept the authority that's been
It's a
given by
very
liberal
conservative
Mark.
position.
I'm
a conservative or pro-police.
Then you
Or
don't
we
know what a
redefine-
real. Hey, listen,
so
you're
we
in a room
redefine
with
crime.
juggernauts right now.
We
Okay?
redefine
I'm telling you right now,
conservatives.
you are going to be blown
I
open
mean,
if you think
yeah,
that my
if we're going to
position is
struggle with the
hard,
English
right?
language for the
No
next couple
idea
hours, then yeah,
what
we'll
you're up
struggle.
against right now. Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Conservatives have not been pro-police in a real fucking long time, so that makes no fucking sense. Okay, yeah, the guy who stomped on the cop's head, if that is what happened, that should not be pardoned. Why can people not just say that? Yeah, you know what? That is pretty bad. Actually, I don't agree with that.
Newsflash, the conservatives are liberal to me, okay? Neocons, libertarians, all those mainstream people, they might as well be leftists to me, okay? That's how far to the right I am. Do you understand my position?
This dude's definitely a fucking actor. I gotta stay calm. You don't understand. I gotta stay calm. He
They're dogs and they're
playing poker. Fucking love that donation. Hopefully seeing this gem is worth your while. I love it. And we're telling all these dipshits to smash the like button so other people can get this suggested live stream, but they won't because they're dipshits playing poker. Nice, Steve Dave. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate that, man. That's very kind of you.
So when
I
you
kinda
say,
guessed it when you
when you
sat
say about obeying police, why would I give the authority to police? Do you know here in America?
Do you think Donald Trump should be pardoning 9 members of Congress who committed financial crimes? Are you pro-financial crime? Are you pro-financial crime?
All right,
Thomas Timbo
pause.
is?
Pause.
I think the people who clapped you have voted you out.
All right, head back to your seat. You've been voted out by the majority.
Nice to meet you. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey,
So I'm going to be as respectful about this as possible, but the truth is your claim is completely bad faith. You do not care about being anti-crime. You yourself are pro-crime. Your side is pro-crime because you're a progressive.
How am I pro-crime?
So I'll give you an example, right? So your side, not Donald Trump, has passed a series of laws in California. Let's go with California. It's where we are right now. It's where I'm from. I don't know. Are you from California?
No.
Or? Okay. So in California, for example, the state legislature, completely progressive, just passed a law that limits sex offender registration to 10 years. It was life before. That's pro-crime. The legislature in California, which is progressives again, has passed a law that says the voter-induced 3-strike law is no longer absolute. If someone attempt murders someone, stabs someone on 3 separate occasions, a judge now does not have to give them life. That's a progressive law. That is not. That is pro-crime. You support that, don't you?
I actually don't support sex offenders coming off a list. I think they should be on for life.
Okay, so you disagree with progressives.
So hold on. You and I both agree that sex offending is a bad thing, especially child sex offending, right?
It seems like you and I agree on that.
I agree
the
on that.
legislature of California doesn't.
So I'm not here to debate the legislature of California. I'm here to debate Donald Trump being pro-crime. And I'm saying that Donald Trump was friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. When Ghislaine Maxwell, who's the worst child sex trafficker of our lifetime, she's serving over 20 years. Do you know Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah, she's actually not. Jeffrey Epstein's the worst sex trafficker.
He's dead. I'm talking about people alive right now.
It's interesting though you didn't use his name, right? Wouldn't he be the one who did this?
Oh, great. I'm glad you brought up Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, before he died, did an interview with Michael Wolff. He's on tape. I don't know if you heard the tape. He says my closest friend was Donald Trump. I was his closest friend. Elon Musk, I'm not sure if you've heard of him. He tweeted recently that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files. And Ghislaine Maxwell, who
It wouldn't surprise me if Trump's name was in the Epstein files. He was a New York Democrat mover and shaker in that scene, so he probably had everybody. There's pictures of him with Clinton. There's pictures of him with all these people. Again, entertaining this topic of conversation is kind of not the road you want to go down, because like literally everybody was in there. And I've been talking about this for a while. Sure, it is completely possible that Trump is in the things. That's why he's not wanting it released and all that stuff. But I think it's much, much, much more likely that the real reason for this stuff is that it has something to do with the CIA or FBI facilitating these things.
was the right-hand woman of Jeffrey Epstein. When she was on trial for child sex offending, which you and I are opposed to, Donald Trump stood up and said, good luck to her, I wish her well. So yeah, that makes him pro-crime and pro-criminal if he's being soft on child sex traffickers like Epstein.
No,
I'm saying he was friends. He was friends with Epstein. You haven't seen the videos? They danced together, partied together. Epstein said I was his closest friend.
He's not supported the pedophilia part. The only people supporting pedophilia
that's not true. Trump gave a speech about 20 years ago where he said, Epstein's a great guy, he loves young women, a lot of them are very young, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, laugh, laugh. So yeah, I think he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
So you think he's pro-crime for having a friend who's a criminal? Do you have any friends who are criminals?
Not that I know of. Certainly not child sex offenders. No, do you?
No, of course not.
Okay, so we're both in agreement again. So why are you defending Donald Trump?
If it came out tomorrow that one of your friends was a child sex trafficker,
you know what I'd do?
You'd stop being friends with him.
Yes. And I wouldn't say...
And then I'd go on TV and I would say, oh, look, Mr. Hasan was friends with this guy 10 years ago. Therefore, he's pro-child sex trafficking.
What if Mr. Hasan said, I wish them well when they're on trial? Wouldn't you ever go at me for that?
You wish your friend well on trial?
Yeah, child sex trafficker. Would you mean that?
I wouldn't wish someone well, but that's
Donald
your
Trump
gotcha.
did.
That's your gotcha.
It's a pretty big gotcha.
He wished a friend well.
Pretty big gotcha.
Okay.
He praised
what you're really trying to do right now is you're trying to get back to Donald Trump on a first level.
Elon Musk says his name.
What's his policy?
Oh, you want to talk policies?
Yes.
So when he left office in 2020, he left behind the highest murder rate for over 100 years.
He left behind the highest murder?
Yes.
That is the most bad faith claim you could possibly make.
It's a fact. From the CDC data.
You know what? Here's why it's bad faith.
Can I finish the sentence and then you can come back in?
You're just lying to people. Donald Trump.
I'm lying? Can I finish the sentence?
Donald Trump does not cause the murder rates. Murder is a state level crime.
That's hilarious.
Gavin Newsom is more responsible for the murder rate than Donald Trump is.
That's hilarious. So Donald Trump's not responsible for murder rate, but other politicians who are Democrats.
Yes, because it's a state level law. That's like saying no. I'll say Republicans are too. State governors who are soft on crime are the ones that are responsible for murder rates. Let me finish the sentence.
When Donald Trump left,
so that is you can say the exact same thing was the first 2 years of Biden's presidency was the highest murder rate in recent history. Like we just said the same thing 2 different ways. Donald Trump left and Joe Biden had the highest murder rate. We just said the same thing. I guess this is a silly conversation.
Office in 2020, between 2019 and 2020, according to data from the CDC, from the FBI, from Pew Research, there's a 30% increase in the murder rate between 2019 and 2020. It was the single biggest jump in the murder rate since 1905. So he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
Who's doing the murdering?
The murderers.
So aren't they responsible
for
the murder rate?
Why did it go up on his watch?
What?
Why did it go up on his watch?
Gee, that's a real hard one to figure out, right? We shut down the whole economy during COVID. We told everyone they couldn't go out unless it was to violently protest. We told people that if a cop tries to arrest you, that cop's probably going to get charged with murder.
No, I think the pandemic had a lot to do with it. But the pandemic didn't finish in 2020.
What?
The pandemic didn't finish in 2020.
You asked why the murder rate went up.
We're going to play the one about you guys blame Joe Biden for crime for years.
What? Joe Biden actively induces policies that are pro-crime. I'm asking you
so does Donald Trump.
Name the policy that's pro-crime. Please, I've asked you for like 10 minutes.
I'll name one right now. No, you haven't actually. You talked about California legislatures. He pardoned violent criminals who then went on to commit other crimes. You don't think releasing violent crimes into
And
the
pardon's
community.
a one-time thing. What's his policy he has pushed? Name a law he has signed.
A pardon
What
is a
law has he
one-time
signed?
thing. A policy is not one-time thing.
That's like Jimmy Carter pardoned the draft
You
bill.
guys
Listen,
may want to dodge January 6th, the pardons.
I'm not judging that.
Then
Jimmy
deal with
Carter.
it. Do you agree with
I'm
them?
going to right
Do you
now.
agree with
Jimmy
them?
Carter
Do you
pardoned
agree with
draft
the pardons?
dodgers. Does that mean his
I
policy was
don't
no one has
support
to...
Jimmy Carter. Do you
Okay.
support...
Wow, this dude is really, really bad faith. He pardoned the criminals. Okay? He shouldn't have pardoned criminals. What policies has he put forward that are actively pro-crime? He just won't answer that for some reason. He just will not answer that.
Do you support the pardoning of people who went on to be prosecuted for sexually abusing a 7-year-old child, illegal gun possession, reckless homicide?
Now, see,
These are
there's
people
more
who
bad faith.
released-
See,
these are
there's more
people
bad
released
faith.
from
He
prison.
didn't pardon someone for sexually abusing a
No, but
child.
they went on
He
to be
pardoned
convicted
someone
of it.
for
So
rebelling
that's
against the government that they believed
No,
had
they-
rigged elections. That's what he pardoned them for. He didn't pardon them for sexual child abuse.
But they were criminals who committed those crimes. He let them out. So that means
Now,
the crime rate goes up.
so you say they're criminals because they did the crime, right?
Yeah.
Would you extend that to illegal immigrants? That they're all criminals because they committed a crime? I have a feeling your
the
position
Supreme
is going
Court,
to change.
Supreme Court, we're going to talk about immigration.
Someone who's illegally entered the United States, not a criminal, but
not
somebody who
according to the
illegally
Supreme
entered the
Court.
Capitol
Not
is.
according to the Supreme Court of the United States.
The Supreme Court has said that anyone who enters the United States
The
illegally
Supreme
is not a
Court,
criminal.
and we can
What's the case
jump
site?
to
Can I get the
future
case
claims.
site? Can I get the
We
case
can
site?
jump to 20. You want to get the case?
The case site, please. You said the Supreme Court
The
said-
citation of the case.
Yes, the entering
It's
the United
called-
States illegally is not a crime.
It's called Arizona versus United States 2012. Go look it up.
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
I've never seen this "you've been voted out" thing. Is that new? That kind of sucks.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you guys, sir?
Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Mehdi.
meet you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I really just more want to get an understanding. When you say pro-criminal, what do you mean?
I mean that when confronted with people who've committed criminal acts, Donald Trump has been either soft on them, friendly with them, pardoned them, and of course, let's not forget, I mean, we've got 5 minutes left, I'm surprised it hasn't come up earlier. He's a convicted criminal himself, sitting in the White House.
Okay, I want to make sure I
34
understand you correctly, because
Yes.
I don't want to strawman you.
No,
You're saying
I appreciate that.
every time that he's been confronted,
Not every time. I didn't
most
say the
times,
words every time.
most times,
A lot of the time.
a lot of the times,
Yes.
he's leaned towards criminal activity.
I didn't say criminal activity. He has committed crimes.
Endorsed criminal.
He's been indicted for 88 different criminal offenses in 4 different jurisdictions by 5 different grand juries. He was convicted himself on 34 different criminal offenses by a jury of his peers.
Okay.
But let's park that for a moment.
Okay.
Separate to his own crimes, when
Right.
confronted with the crimes of others, or the alleged crimes of others, for example, a Chinese crypto billionaire called
Right.
Justin Sun, who was being investigated for market manipulation, Trump dropped the case, invited him to the golf course,
Right, I get
invited
it.
him to
So
the White House,
plenty of examples,
and the guy
plenty of
invested
examples.
$70 million in Trump's
Okay,
cryptocurrency.
so what I want to ask you
That's
is this.
pro-crime
Okay,
in my
so
view.
is it possible, because remember, the burden of proof's on you, right? You have to prove. Is it possible that all these things that he's done that supposedly make him pro-crime,
Yeah.
is there's another reason for the doing it? There's other justification. For
Oh,
example,
no,
let me give you an example,
yeah,
and then you can
please.
rebut it. The J6.
Yes.
Is it possible that he could have done this
Yes.
to unite the country, to move past, to go to a new chapter? If it's even possible, I think you would have to admit that there's another possibility.
There's a lot of convictions going around that are very, very contentious. Other courts have ruled to dismiss, etc., etc. So saying he has all these convictions, I mean, in reference to what exactly?
Therefore, he's not pro-crime, at least in possibility.
So let me agree and disagree.
Yep, okay.
So I agree with you that the intent could be different. I don't think Donald Trump was sitting there saying, how can I increase the level of murders? Let me release some murderers.
Right.
I'm not saying he did that on January 6th. I don't think he was trying to unite the country. That's where we disagree. That's bullshit. In fact, he divided the country further. But intent doesn't really matter to my claim. If he's releasing violent criminals,
Wait.
it doesn't
Intent
matter.
doesn't matter?
No, he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
No, but that's a big indictment to say pro-crime. That means
If I'm
he's
confronted-
for
Intent absolutely matters, especially in something like this, because intent, it's intent. Like, it's a big fucking deal, especially when you're talking about somebody being pro-crime. Of course intent fucking matters. What? When? In what reality would you say intent doesn't matter? That's dumb.
crime.
I'm fronted. Well, he is, because for example, I gave an
No,
example.
it could
Can I
be
finish?
possible.
I didn't
Okay, sorry,
interrupt you.
forgive me.
Your friend earlier, your ally, said, where has he done stuff that's increased the crime rate? I'm telling you, people have been pardoned who have been convicted on multiple other crimes. These people who we pardoned had previous criminal records. They were not just some folks chilling around go, we're against the takeover of our country, we're opposed to rebellion. A lot of these people were already hardened criminals, militia members. He looked at those people and said, you know what? They've been convicted, in many cases, by Republican judges, but I'm going to let them out. Yeah, that makes
can I
you
ask you a question?
pro-criminal.
Is it possible?
Very
Okay,
much so.
all I'm trying to-
And if Joe Biden had done it, you'd be attacking him.
Sure. Is it possible that their conviction was part of a plea? It's like, oh shit, I can't get out of this, so I got to take a plea deal.
Joe Biden did. Joe Biden pardoned a fucking insane amount of people. What is this dude talking about? What?
Some of them, maybe.
A lot of them, maybe?
Others we saw with our own lying eyes on tape,
Okay,
battering
so-
police
so I
officers.
wanna
Did
eventually-
you watch live on January 6th? What happened?
To be completely honest, I'm pretty novice on this. I'm more trying to target. You're saying he's pro-crime, and in my head,
I'm
just
saying-
thinking this
I've-
logically. Let me finish.
just-
If I can finish for 1
please.
second. if think of this, and there's a possibility that he might have had other reasons. For example, unifying the country. Next chapter, right? That could be the reason. Therefore, it's not pro-crime. There was other reasons. I'm just saying that's a possibility. And if that's
I'm saying it's a possibility, but I'm saying it's irrelevant because if you're knowingly releasing violent criminals out into the community, pardoning, not just releasing, then yes, you are being pro-criminal. And I've interviewed police officers.
I don't know about that case.
I've interviewed police officers who have been assaulted, beaten, had to retire from the police office, broken bones.
Can I move really quickly?
I'll finish very quickly. I've interviewed these police officers. They've been beaten by people who they've then seen walk off the streets and then carry on threatening them. Yes, when Donald Trump is responsible for that, you're definitely pro-crime.
Okay, I doubt a lot of the sources, but
you doubt police officers who testified to being assaulted.
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thanks. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Nice to meet you, Mehdi.
So you claim that your main claim is
Everyone who's arguing against this dude seems like they're really, really young.
that Trump pardoned some people from January 6th. By the way, I was there. I saw it all firsthand. About a football field away. There's smoke in my eyes. Bloodied. It was a crazy day.
Were you convicted of any crimes?
No, of course not, because I didn't enter the building. Stayed very peaceful. But your entire claim is that he pardoned.
That's not my entire claim.
That's basically you keep bringing it up. All you do is bring it up.
Okay, I'll mention
well, let me say this.
Are you okay with his pardoning of Paul Wolchak, who stole money from his employees?
You keep talking about
9 former
pardoning.
members of Congress.
You
That's
keep
my
talking
claim.
about pardoning.
He keeps pardoning criminals. That makes him.
You know who else pardoned a big criminal?
Go on.
Hunter Biden was pardoned by his father. He did crack cocaine, and he had hookers there too.
I'm with you all. I'm with you all.
But then why don't you claim that Biden? Why don't you claim that Biden?
I think Joe Biden in that instance was pro-crime. He shouldn't have done it.
Well,
he
so
shouldn't
he
have
was
done it.
overall pro-crime just because he did that.
No, but Joe Biden didn't just. So if it was just the pardon, then you'd be fine. But I already mentioned there's also the fact that Joe Biden wasn't actually convicted criminal in office. Trump has committed crimes. Trump hangs around with criminals. He spent much of the 80s hanging around with the New York mob. He hung around with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, that's.
I can keep going.
Jeffrey Epstein lived in West Palm Beach, the area, and that's the closest golf course he could go to.
Do you think?
He's very
Donald
rich,
Trump is in the Epstein
so he
files?
paid.
Do you think Donald Trump is in the
As
Epstein
soon
files?
as Trump found
Trump is probably in the Epstein files.
out.
Do you think Donald Trump is in the Epstein files?
No, I do not. And
Why is Elon Musk lying?
Let me explain this. Okay. He lived in the area in Mar-a-Lago, near Mar-a-Lago, so he bought, obviously, a ticket to go in there.
Yep.
As soon as Trump found out that Epstein had done all those bad things, immediate ban from Mar-a-Lago.
But okay.
Immediate ban
That's
from
not
Mar-a-Lago.
true.
Yes, it is.
That's not
yes,
true.
it is. 100%.
In fact, Ghislaine Maxwell recruited some of the girls that were abused from Mar-a-Lago.
Wait, hold on. Let me read that fact check.
Yes, it is.
A book called The Grifters Club alleged Trump banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago for hitting on another member's daughter.
That's not
yes,
true.
it is. 100%.
In fact, Ghislaine Maxwell recruited some of the girls that were abused from Mar-a-Lago.
So listen.
During the deposition, Virginia Gaffar, I don't know who that is, said she was approached by Ghislaine about giving massages to Epstein while working as a spa attendant in Mar-a-Lago.
This.
From Mar-a-Lago. That's pretty outrageous, right?
Elon Musk tweeted that out in a fit of rage, okay? Do you really...
Dude, I think that everyone turning on Elon over this shit, I think that's fucking crazy.
People tell the truth when they're angry.
Do you really
the truth comes out when people are angry sometimes.
So
we might see that today.
Kash Patel literally said that Elon Musk had no access to the Epstein files. So,
Kash Patel said that Epstein killed himself. Do you agree with that?
Whatever he says goes then. Yeah, I don't care.
You do?
No, stop it. Whatever he says goes. Okay, so what this is a bunch of mini cat turds. Got it.
He knows more information than I do.
A lot of MAGA people are upset.
He knows more
with Kash
information
Patel
than I do. But here's the actual claim.
Suddenly people are trying to vote you out because you said you agree with Kash Patel on Epstein.
He knows more
All
information
right,
than I do.
pause. That's time. Please return to your seat.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, take care.
Surrounded is now a podcast, available wherever you listen. Search Surrounded, plug in, and stay part of the conversation. Anywhere.
Oh, okay. They're giving an ad for themselves.
My next claim is that Donald Trump is defying the Constitution. Nice to meet
pleasure to meet you, sir.
Mehdi, lovely to meet you.
So I would say that with Trump being anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frankly.
Okay.
Because in regards...
Why would you play up
In
that?
regards to the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us. And when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed.
What? No. I got to hear that again. Holy shit.
In regards to the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us. And when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed. And quite frankly, the fact is, we're defending things in this country that shouldn't be defended. The First Amendment should not defend pornography and making children and women be victimized. Making women and children be victimized as a result of that. I think things like blasphemy shouldn't be allowed per the First Amendment. I think that, quite frankly, there are a lot...
What? Okay. Yeah, no. Is this the dude who got fired? This is some wild shit. I wonder who this guy, like, watches. I bet this dude is like a Matt Walsh fucking One of those, a red pill cat.
Of legal processes that are enabling criminals and bad people to fully enact their will in this country in the name of the Constitution or following the Constitution. So quite frankly, if Trump is anti-Constitution, good, and I think he should go further.
So this is wonderfully revealing of the modern conservative mindset. So I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay, surprise! I was shocked to hear that.
Yeah, it's super fucking shocking.
I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do because you quite like the Second Amendment. You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
whenever
the
it's in your
Second
favor.
Amendment. Yeah, absolutely.
So can Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not. Because
so you don't
it's the
believe in
friend enemy.
democracy?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
Is this the guy? I saw a tweet. Is this the dude who supposedly got fired? Is that? And who broke that story? Like, I have a lot of questions. I'm having I'm having a real hard time believing the legitimacy in all this. What up, Woodhead? How you doing, buddy?
Autocracy.
By who?
Honestly, quite frankly, anyone who is in line with Catholic teaching.
Donald Trump is not Catholic.
Of course, he's not. I completely agree, and
so
that's
you
part of
support
the problem.
Trump? You don't support Trump?
No, I don't. I didn't even vote for him. I wrote in like John Pork or someone. I can't even remember.
Why did you vote if you don't believe in democracy and you want autocracy?
Well, because quite frankly, I voted. I kind of voted just to.
I came with this argument, but I'm bored of my own argument. I'm much more interested in this. So
yeah, absolutely.
How do we get to an autocracy?
I think, quite frankly, that if we are able to enact local leaders.
Who is the we, by the way?
I think, quite frankly, these far-right conservatives sitting right around.
White people?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
well, actually,
you guys,
I have quite.
Some of the people in this room don't make the cut from what I can see visually.
Actually, hold on for a moment. I do think that there are people who happen to not be white who do actually have history in this country and have roots in this country. For instance, from the Mexican-American War, we subsumed a lot of territory of people who have far stakes in this country who happen to be Hispanic.
But you see, that I think a lot of these people on here are actors. They're probably actors, or they're paid in one way, shape, or form to be retarded. But I think that there is a large contingent of people who do think like this, who do think like this guy does. And but I don't think that I think they like exist on the internet almost exclusively, personally.
Or what have you. I'm for defending the traditional demographics of this country, which is majority white, and it should stay that way.
How does the United States... I mean, we've gone so off topic, but how does the United States look like under... Sorry, what's your name?
My name is, my name's Connor. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Took a little bit of a doubt there.
Oh, well, I use a pseudonym online,
fair enough,
but fair enough.
How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
I didn't ask about deporting. What does the government look like?
What does the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader, such as,
Where does he come from?
It could be a kind of aristocratic class, could be someone
who picks the autocrat?
Frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. Kings were
isn't that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that state.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the group that he kills, because that's the whole thing.
How do you know?
Autocrats
tend to kill everyone,
Carl
even their own
Schmitt makes
supporters.
this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right?
Carl Schmitt, the Nazi theoretician?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a fan of the Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi at all.
I didn't say that. I didn't actually say that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
what about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution.
We may have to rename this show because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you can say, I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am. Absolutely.
I'm just...
Yeah, no, I'm having a hard time believing the reality of this. I'm having a real hard time believing that this is reality.
Checking who's clapping just to get my set of where everyone is on this. Because you know that
if this guy says quite frankly one more time, oh no, we're getting Woodhead mad, guys. Better watch yourselves.
Millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube.
This dude is so fake. I know.
And checking out who the fascists
absolutely.
and the Nazis are.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
No, clearly you're not.
During the pre-war period, prior to World War II, it was only those parties that properly enacted the people's will. That's why they won. The conservatives were fat cats. They were aristocrats.
Are you in favor of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not.
You mentioned Franco earlier. Franco killed a lot of innocent people.
Oh, well, he killed communists. He killed people who raped nuns and killed priests.
What about children who he killed and women who he killed?
What are you talking about? He never killed any women or children. He was Catholic.
He only killed combatants. Is that what you're claiming?
Yeah, he only killed combatants.
Never killed any innocent people.
The White Terror was only punishing those people who did acts of terrorism. And again, are you supporting like raping innocent women? Nuns, dude. killing priests? I mean, priests don't brandish guns and kill
You
people.
just refuse to condemn the Nazi Holocaust, my friend. I don't think you're in a position to ask anyone any questions.
I quite frankly don't care what you think about me. If I'm a Nazi and being a Nazi,
is mutual,
if
so
being a Nazi means upholding human dignity, because I even believe in your dignity. I don't. In a state that I was running, I wouldn't want to hurt you or anything like that. But quite frankly,
I don't debate fascists.
Okay. So do you concede then? I mean, why?
Do I concede you're a fascist who won't condemn the Nazis?
Yeah.
Yes, I concede that.
Okay, great. So I mean, what are we doing here? Because I mean, you just seem
know what
offended.
you're doing here,
You
to be
just seem offended, to be quite frankly. Like
I'm offended by people who can't condemn the Nazis. Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I condemn the evils that they did, but I don't really
Against
care
the
about
Jews?
being. Yeah, sure. I don't care about being called a Nazi.
Sure.
Is the whole thing.
I never called you a
I
Nazi.
care
You
about
called
doing
yourself
the right
a Nazi,
thing.
a fascist, and a General Franco
Well,
supporter.
yeah, I am a General Franco supporter. He was awesome. He was so super cool, quite frankly. Because the whole
And
thing.
you don't believe in democracy.
Quite
I don't believe in
frankly.
What are
democracy.
you doing here at a televised debate?
Because,
this is democracy. Don't want to debate and
because
disagreement.
it is the means to support an end. The reason we have free speech now is because we want to be openly talking about our opinions so we can get the state that we want. But it doesn't mean
This is
upholding
great.
free speech after we win.
Again,
I mentioned
the only good thing about this fascist moment we're in is that you guys are so open about it.
The whole
It's great.
reason
Say
I
the
mentioned
quiet part loud.
the
Keep saying
whole
it.
reason I mentioned Carl Schmitt earlier, and you kind of blew past him, is the friend-enemy distinction.
Past him because of the Nazi
Even
point.
liberals, when they take power, they want to enact policies and they want to enact protections for their people and their ideas, and they're willing to punish their enemy. And so I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, if you're going to punish me, I'm going to get in power, and I'm going to frankly punish you when you try to leverage power against me. Just that simple.
I'm not sure what you want to say.
Hey, it is
Anybody else's screen super fucking glowy?
what it is.
All right. Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seats.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
I can't say the same, but thank you. Good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you, sir. All right. So I kind of want to start at the basics or the foundation. I want to see.
Can I just check?
Yes.
Are you a fascist?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I describe myself as, I think, just a Christian.
Fair enough.
I'm a devout Christian.
Good to hear.
So, I want to start. Like, what is your connection to the Constitution and
This hairline is driving. Not even. This isn't a hairline. The hairdo. What is going on with this hairdo?
why do you love it so much? Like, what makes it so important that Trump would defy something like the Constitution to you personally?
Great questions. My first connection is I'm an American citizen. I naturalized American citizen, took a pledge to this country, to the Constitution. As a previous speaker has said, Constitution's not perfect. A lot of things I don't like about it. I don't like the Second Amendment. There's various amendments. I don't
Oh
like
my
the way
God,
Senate
it is
set
the
up.
skater boy hairdo. He looks like the friend from Boy Meets World.
For the things you don't like about the Constitution. The difference is, I don't think you can just
It's a hair don't.
illegally defy the Constitution. I think each and every one is going to make up whatever we want. Certainly presidents who are elected with an oath, right? Donald Trump took an oath to preserve, protect, defend the Constitution. And now when he's asked on television, isn't it your job to uphold the Constitution? He said on NBC, I don't know, which goes against his oath. And I'm identifying specific amendments where he is violating. He's only 6 months into his presidency, defying the First Amendment.
He was also asked during Meet the Press interview if, as president, is he required to uphold the Constitution. He did say, I don't know.
The Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He wants to defy the 22nd Amendment and be president for a third term. This is the problem we have right now. Free speech is under assault. The free press is under assault. Due process is under assault. The right to be in your home and not be invaded by federal agents, the Fourth Amendment, is under assault. So that, for me, is a problem.
Okay. Well, I'd like to start to say I really don't find the Constitution that important. I find it to be like a 300.
What? Get the fuck out of here, dude. How has our education system failed us this badly where people are legitimately coming down here and saying, I don't find the Constitution that important?
Year-old document, and it was created to defy the country that subjugated your ancestors in India, and then your parents probably moved from India to Britain, and then you move here to tell us that we should listen to a piece of paper that you were never even connected to begin with. So I want to say, like, if I don't care about it, why do you care about it so much?
How do you run a country without any kind of laws or due process? And by the way, you do care about it, because without the First Amendment, you wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, I agree with the First Amendment, and I think.
So do you
every
agree with
country-
Donald Trump's crackdown on the First Amendment? He's imprisoning people for their speech. He's threatening free speech media organizations. He's threatening peaceable assembly. These are all rights under the First Amendment. Why aren't you bothered by that as a conservative who claims to love the First Amendment?
So I don't like the First Amendment. I like free speech.
Okay,
so
the First Amendment is what guarantees free speech.
It-
I'm
it
from the UK,
guarantees
by the way.
free speech.
I'm from the UK,
Yeah, you guys
which is
don't
a
have
democracy.
that.
We don't have the First
Yeah.
Amendment. No, that's one of the things I do like about the Constitution. I wish the UK did have a First Amendment.
So people
I'm a
that get
journalist.
arrested for praying outside abortion clinics and stuff like that, right?
So you're opposed to people being arrested for speech crimes, I assume.
Well, it depends what it is. If it's like the
Oh,
people.
so you're like one of the previous speakers. You don't,
No.
as long as it's someone who agrees with you, you don't mind the
No,
crackdown.
no, I support-
Either we consistently support principles.
I think this is a thought process that is very, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's very prevalent nowadays, is people going, I support this right, but I support this thing, but it's like, no, dude, how do you... I don't understand how people don't realize that whatever it is, like whatever right it is that they support being taken away, will eventually be taken away from them. Like whatever you try to use on your political or religious whatever opponents is going to be used on you.
For
we
free
don't.
speech 100%.
Okay.
I don't think anyone...
So do you think Donald Trump is defying the Constitution by cracking down on the First Amendment?
So I think he's cracking down on free speech, like the deportation of Mahmoud Khalil, who was just
released from prison by a judge saying his First Amendment rights were violated.
And I agree with the judge, and I disagree with Trump deporting them. But I think that's more a matter of free speech and not the Constitution.
I think that's pedantry at this moment. I think you've conceded that he is cracking down on free speech, which is the First Amendment. So he is defying the Constitution. So it's a pleasure to be in agreement with you, sir.
All right, pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to...
I agree that guy should not have been arrested for their article.
Thank you very much.
Good
How's
to meet you,
it
sir.
going? I'm Mehdi.
Mehdi, great to meet you. My name is Kai. Do you, Mehdi, believe that the Constitution is important and good?
Overall, yes.
Do you believe that that Constitution can be eroded through democratic processes?
What do you mean by erode?
The original intention of the Constitution being destroyed through a purely, democratic or legal process.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Okay.
I think if you're democratically amending the Constitution per the rules of the Constitution, that's fine. If we could find a constitutional way to get rid of the Second Amendment, I'd be pro that.
So let's pose a hypothetical wherein the entire population of the United States has drastically changed.
Yes.
And the population now has completely different intentions about what to do with the country. Let's say it wants to give it all back to Mexico, dismantling the United States of America. If that's the case, then what's the use of the Constitution? It hasn't defended the country. In fact, it's allowed for its destruction.
I don't understand the premise. How did the whole country change?
Demographic replacement, mass migration. I mean, we're seeing a change in demographics. And there's...
What is the... I do want to talk about immigration today.
I hope we talk about it.
Everyone's itching in this group to get to immigration.
Yes, sir.
I've saved it. I've saved it for you all. But given we're on the sense of the Constitution, and you asked the question, what is the proportion of immigrants in this country? What proportion of the population is foreign born?
It's very difficult to measure because the actual projections of the number have been changing more rapidly.
But what is currently? The best estimate of official
I think it was about 15%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just under 15%.
Which is, by the way, more actually than the original estimate was. So
but 15% of the people are going to change the country, change the Constitution. How's that going to work? It's actually a nightmare. As someone who wants to amend the Constitution and get rid of things like the ridiculous way the Senate is set up, or the Second Amendment on guns, or various other things, it's really hard to change the Constitution. They made it almost impossible. You know, last time we had a constitutional amendment?
You know
like
what?
20, 30 years ago.
I understand, which is
why
I
think members of Congress pay.
Which is why...
It's impossible.
I get it.
So where are you getting this scenario where 350-odd million people all become foreign-born migrants or the children of migrants, immediate migrants, even though America is a nation of migrants, and then abandons the Constitution?
I fucking hate that saying. America is a nation of migrants. No, America is a nation of immigrants. No, America is a nation of citizens. We are a nation of citizens.
And give the country back to Mexico. Outside of your imagination, where is that happening?
Let's bring it back to the actual discussion. What you did is you entertained my hypothetical, but then instead of sticking to the point of the Constitution, you said, well, how would you bring about your hypothetical? And then when
because you missed out the part where the Constitution is quite hard to change.
Hold on. I understand that. I gave you.
I also wanted to get a sense of where you are, and you're a great replacement, guys. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, and you're a real good journalist because you don't talk to people who identify as like a political ideology. I mean, that's a very liberal idea.
I don't debate fascists. I'll talk to them, but I won't debate them.
Frankly, that's upsetting. I think there's a big problem when we value freedom of speech so much, but
this dude sounds like a voice actor.
Any real journalist is not going to talk to somebody because they identify with the politically incorrect ideology.
Just talk to the guy in front of you. What are you talking about?
You literally stopped talking to him, and then everybody had to vote him out.
Debating versus talking is very different.
Okay.
It's pointless. Right? He doesn't believe in free speech.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in democracy.
He was freely speaking with you. You're the one who shut up.
No, he said very clearly. He said I support free speech so that I can get one election. After one election, my guy comes in, and after my guy comes in, nobody gets to speak or vote again. Why would I debate that?
We listen to your conversation.
Well, I'm reminding you what it was said because you just misrepresented.
Let's bring it back to the Constitution.
Please do. First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th Amendments. Those are the ones I'm saying Trump is defying. Do you support that or do you deny them?
I believe that the Constitution is valuable because it represents particular interests of the founding stock of Americans who made this country great.
Do you think due process is important? Some would say that's at the very core of American Constitution. Fifth Amendment.
And what I think makes the Constitution function, what allows it to save this country and to actually make it work are the people who are...
I'm not sure where you're going with this argument.
Hold on. I'll show you.
Trump defying the Constitution? That's my claim. You can have these weird hypotheticals.
We're taking it into a different meta, which is what's the function of the Constitution?
I'd rather not have your...
You already did. Yeah, but now just 5 minutes ago when you took
Wow, he just won't let... You can tell the people who are actors and the people who are actually trying to debate him because he lets the actors talk and they say the most insane shit. But the people who are actually trying to debate him, he just talks over and talks over and talks over.
Now I don't want to.
Okay, Let's bring it back.
I want to bring it back to the First, the Fourth, the Fifth, and the 14th Amendments, and the 22nd Amendments.
Look,
Either you say, hold on, you got two very good positions here. One is to say, I don't think he's defying them, and I'll say why you're wrong. Or you say, I don't care that he's defying them, as one of your colleagues said, in which case, I don't know where this conversation goes because you don't believe in democracy.
That's fair. Do you think it's wrong to dismantle the Constitution?
So there's two options ahead of you. Do you agree?
This is important.
Do you agree?
So
is Donald Trump... Okay, let me ask a question about this.
So he won't answer this guy's questions. He will not answer this guy's questions.
You're not answering the basic point.
Well,
do you think Donald Trump is dismantling the Constitution? Can we agree that Donald Trump is dismantling?
No, Trump is not dismantling the Constitution. The Constitution, I don't care what a judge rules, a Constitution is for its citizens, not every schmuck that comes across the border. There's a reason why if you are an illegal immigrant, you can't buy a gun.
I agree with you on that. I think he is dismantling the Constitution.
I think he's
illegally, unconstitutionally.
I think he's interpreting it in ways that are more.
Which judges do not agree with him on.
Okay,
which the Supreme Court has not agreed with him on.
And the judge.
A judge will disagree with anybody. It doesn't matter. Judges argue with everybody. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about judges.
Judges don't agree with the people who wrote the Constitution.
How do you know that?
Okay, let's take your example of the Second Amendment. Let's say that a bunch of judges...
I didn't give the Second Amendment.
No,
hold on. Fourth, you don't want to talk about the ones I've given.
You're interrupting me. You're
ignoring me. First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th, 22nd Amendments. Those are my amendments that I came with today. If you don't want to debate them, just say so.
I'm trying to understand your ideology. You believe that dismantling the Constitution is okay when it's about parts of the Constitution that you disagree with. You would be fine getting rid of the Second
Oh, he just is not letting anybody talk, is he?
Amendment, even though that would be a dismantling of the Constitution.
No, because it would be done via Constitution. Means I'm not the one sitting here like your pal.
Okay, you have agreed. You have agreed the Constitution.
I'm not the one saying you just get rid of them willy-nilly. I don't agree.
We're ramping up.
I don't agree that Joe Biden should come in and say by executive order, if Joe Biden put out executive order saying Second Amendment no longer applies, I can round up everyone's guns. I don't agree with that.
Your result is exactly the same.
I don't agree with them. No, but I don't agree with the method of doing it. It's unconstitutional.
That's fine.
He would have been defying the Constitution, and I would have said so, but you can't bring yourself to say so. We've been sitting here for several minutes. All of your friends have seen me ask you several times, do you agree that Donald Trump is defying the First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th, and possibly 22nd Amendments? Your colleague at least admitted that he's defying the First Amendment.
I understand that you came in here. What you are attempting to do is simply frame this conversation like you did with the first claim about Donald Trump. But then when anybody asks you any kind of question that presses you to the least degree...
No, I answered. I said I would dismantle the Constitution, but I would do it constitutionally, not by executive order.
So what I'm trying to get to is to prove to everybody who's watching that what you care about is not the Constitution in what it represents or creates. You care about the Constitution only insofar as it allows you to achieve your political worldview. We agree on that.
No, I care about the Constitution because I don't think presidents should be fascist dictators and violate the Constitution. That's what I'm saying.
You care.
And he is. I don't think the president should have the power to lock you and me up if we write an op-ed that he doesn't like. I don't think the president should be able to crack down on us if you and I decide to go protest outside his parade. I don't think the president should be able to deprive you and I of due process or come into our homes without a warrant. Well, let's end on agreement then.
All right, pause. You've been voted out.
I'm glad we end on agreement.
It's good to meet you, Kai.
Hey, how are you? I'm Mehdi.
Hi.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? And now looking back, it was funny. Is the, Ben Shapiro, Milo Yiannopoulos destroys college students, et cetera, et cetera. This is what this is kind of reminding me of, like picking the low-hanging fruit mixed with a couple of paid shills. That's my guess here. If you guys are enjoying this stream, please hit the like button. Please share it out on your social media. If you want to support, you guys know how to do that. That is always, always greatly appreciated. I want to throw a couple of buckaroos in the chat, or in the hat, in the chat. I guess you can in the chat too. We got supers and shit turned on here. But yeah, make sure you hit that like button.
I'm Jessica.
Nice to meet you.
How are you? So Trump is defying the First, Fourth,
Fifth, and 14th, and maybe the 22nd soon.
Okay. So I want to focus on the First and the Fifth.
Okay.
So you say that Trump is defying the First Amendment. Can you give me an example?
For example, he banned the Associated Press from attending White House events. A Trump-appointed judge said that was against the First Amendment. He's been cracking down on media organizations he doesn't like over their speech. If they say stuff he doesn't like, for example,
cracking down how?
So, for example, he banned the Associated Press from attending White House events because they said it's the Gulf of Mexico. That's not how it works. They were already at the White House. He deprived them of access, so he punished them for their speech.
But are they allowed to go to the press?
Which is why a judge he appointed, Trevor McFadden, said this was contrary to the First Amendment. A Trump-appointed judge. He's called MSNBC and CNN illegal. Media organizations are not ipso facto
But that's free speech.
Illegal.
He can call them whatever they want.
Attacking the media?
Yeah, he can
by the president as the executive?
Yeah, he can say whatever he wants. That's literally the First Amendment.
He can say whatever he wants.
Absolutely.
But the media can't say what they want.
They do.
But he's going after them. He's suing them. He's using lawsuits to crack down on the press.
They
Presidents have not done that
lawsuits
before.
to give him 34 felonies that Hillary Clinton did.
No media gave him a lawsuit.
No, but people on the Democratic side.
We don't talk about the Democrats.
Okay. So he can call them whatever he wants because that's the freedom of speech.
He's threatened to imprison reporters.
He absolutely.
He wants to imprison. He said reporters should go to prison for reporting. He threatened some of them with prison rape. Right? That is against the First Amendment.
Okay. How is that against the First Amendment?
You don't think sending reporters to prison for reporting that he does like?
Did he do that?
He wanted to. He said so.
Okay,
I would like them to go.
I would really like to.
So other people stopped him. Doesn't mean he's not defying the Constitution.
So
he also said if you turn up.
Excuse me. He can want to do something.
Yes.
That doesn't mean he will or he can.
Okay.
And I think he's very.
Well, I've already given an example of something.
See, you can tell. You can tell who he was prepped to really argue with versus who is actually there to like make Republicans and left or right wingers look bad.
He did do to the Associated Press, but okay.
Yeah, okay, so the Associated Press isn't allowed in the Oval Office, which is his office, that's his executive space.
Okay.
And they are allowed in the press room, just like CNN, just like The Guardian.
Which he thinks are illegal media organizations.
He can think whatever he
calls
wants.
the media the enemies of the people.
You called him a fascist.
Yeah.
you can say whatever you want.
Yes. But the president is. I'm not the president of the United States with the executive power to crack down on the media.
The First Amendment only applies to the citizens, but not the
I
president
never
of the
said that.
United States.
In fact, Donald Trump runs his mouth more than anyone.
Absolutely, he
Yeah.
does.
And he doesn't just say stuff. As I said, he actually does stuff. He actually does crack down. For example, Fifth Amendment.
Yes.
Due process.
Yes.
Judges have actually said you have violated due process.
Yes, except for people kind of forget the Clinton, the 1996 Immigration Reform Act, where you can get limited due process when you have expedited.
American citizens?
No.
What about American citizens?
Who's getting deported? That's American.
2 American children have been deported multiple this year.
No. Their parents have been deported, and their parents say,
no,
"I'm
the father
going
was
to take
American.
my baby."
No.
Was mom legal?
We don't know because they didn't go to court, and the judge.
They don't have to go to court.
Yes.
That's not a part of the due process.
Are you a lawyer?
I'm very aware of it.
Are you a lawyer?
Do I have to be? Oh, we're making an argument
Are you a lawyer?
now from. We're making.
It's a simple question.
No.
Are you a lawyer?
Okay, we're making an argument.
I'll take that as a no. A Trump-appointed judge. In the case, not some Marxist lefty judges you people like to call them, a Trump-appointed conservative judge said you cannot, it is illegal and unconstitutional to expel or deport an American citizen without meaningful process. He said
yes, American citizens.
That in April. So that was an act that Trump did. It wasn't speech. He got rid of an American citizen from the country without process.
So
that's the Fifth Amendment violation.
Since I'm not up to date on that specific
I can give you
case,
more.
I'm sure you can. So.
Well, you weren't aware that American citizens are being deported. It's a pretty big story.
Yeah,
maybe if you read the fake news, you might know.
What?
If you read the fake news, you might know what's going on. A lot of American
how would I
citizens
know what's
have
going on
been
if I
deported.
read fake news? I don't watch CNN or Rachel Maddow. Sorry.
That's why you don't know that your fellow citizens have been deported this year.
My fellow citizens.
Are they
no.
not American citizens have been deported?
Okay. When a child goes with their.
All right, guys, that's time. Please return to your
Nice to
seat.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You can really tell the difference on some of these people. Is like people who are made there to make people look bad versus people who are actually there to argue. Because he will just shout down the people who are there to actually debate, but people who are there to look bad, he just lets them talk. Like the one guy, I'm a fascist, yeah. He just shut up and let the dude talk. He didn't say a fucking word.
Are good for America. Hi, how are you?
Immigrants can be.
Hello, nice to meet you,
Mehdi.
Daniela. So in regards to your claim, I just want to start by asking this. Do you
Wham.
care more about helping Americans or immigrants in this claim?
Immigrants are Americans. I'm an immigrant and American.
Well, immigrants are not Americans. Americans are the people that were born here.
That's not true. What's the basis of your claim for that?
Are you talking about people that get naturalized in the process of becoming American?
14th Amendment. Have you read it?
Okay, yes, I have.
Okay, so you need to say legal, naturalized immigrants, not people who hop the border, because apparently that's a distinction we have to make now.
Clause. It
So
says any persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United States.
I'm aware of that.
There's about 40 to 50 million naturalized Americans
I'm aware
in
of
this
that.
country.
Yes, but
You didn't seem aware of it because you said Americans versus immigrants.
So, but are you understanding that the process of getting all these immigrants that come in here we've been also the millions of immigrants, it's up to the millions, it's the last 20 years now, and it has dramatically affected Americans here in the country, which
Positively, I would argue.
People like me and everyone around here, we cannot find homes or even get jobs within our own fields that we go to college for, that we get into debt for. And because more blue-collar work, especially in construction, agriculture, and so forth, and the hospitality industry, we cannot get jobs in those fields. So it requires
Are you looking for a job in construction
I am
or
not.
agriculture?
No, I went
Just
to
checking.
college.
Okay.
Many people here are in college or went to college, and we can't even find jobs in our fields. Also because of the H-1B visa program as well. But in regards to just your claim about immigrants specifically, we cannot even get jobs to pay for housing.
Unemployment is at a record low right now, even under Donald Trump. And I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but I would say unemployment under both Biden and Trump has been at record low levels.
Okay, is this in regards for American citizens?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm unaware of that statistic, but from what I see, from what I
I'm an immigrant and an American, and I employ many American citizens, both naturalized and the ones born here. I employ Americans.
My parents came
Americans as defined by you.
My parents came as immigrants to become naturalized, so I'm not necessarily opposed to immigrants.
So you're the child of immigrants.
Correct. I'm a child of immigrants. I was born
But you don't accept that immigrants are Americans.
Not at this moment.
So your parents are not Americans.
Not at this moment.
So hold
no,
on, your parents
they're
are Americans.
citizens. They became naturalized.
You just said you can't be citizens by being naturalized.
No, I was born here, and I'm not
Yeah, you're
opposed
born
to
here, right?
naturalization.
But
I
are your
never said that I'm
parents-
against naturalization.
Are you against
Notice how
naturalization?
we
No, I
won't
never
let her
said I was
talk.
against
You did. You began. Everyone was here. They can play it back on YouTube. You said Americans or immigrants. Are your parents Americans or immigrants?
No, my parents are United States citizens.
She said that, yeah, but she meant legal or illegal. Are they immigrants or are they citizens? Like, are they legal here or not? I understood what she meant. He's being purposely obtuse.
But they're immigrants, you said.
No, they came.
And guys, shit, we're already halfway through this. Wow, what is that? 40 minutes on there, and yeah, okay, we're kind of trucking along. This is the last chance for any of the Halloween pop-ups over here. We have a fucking ton of question marks down below if you want to unlock any of those.
Here as immigrants. However, but
So
I
they
want
are
to make the
immigrants.
claim that we can't
I came here as an immigrant. I'm an
but
immigrant.
at this point, when they came, the
People
United
aren't
States
happy with the way
economy,
this is going for you.
the United States economy was not at.
It's better now. The American economy is better than it's been
Not
for
from
many
the-
years.
not from the
And I can say
statistics
that
I
as someone
see.
who doesn't like Donald Trump.
We're
Which
giving
statistics do you
millions
see?
and billions of dollars
Which
to
statistics
people
do you
of
see?
minorities as well as
The reason the
immigrants
economy is doing badly now is
that
because Donald Trump's
that we're
tariff
giving it
policy.
loans.
She is not doing a good job because she's very frustrated and nervous.
With
businesses.
migrants. In fact, the
They can't even
congressional.
start businesses.
I'm an immigrant. I started a business. In
No,
fact,
I understand because the
immigrants
SBA is
are-
giving people
immigrants-
billions
I didn't
of
take any
loans.
loans
They're giving
from
them
SBA.
billions.
I didn't take any loans
I'm not
from
saying
SBA.
you did, but I'm
Okay,
saying that
I did.
statistically speaking, they're giving billions of
So
loans
should we
to
do
these people.
statistics? According to statistics, immigrants are 80% more likely to be entrepreneurs than native-born Americans.
Sure,
They're more likely
absolutely.
to start
No, I'm
businesses
aware of
and
that.
hire Americans.
No,
Okay, there's a lot of reasons for that we can get into. They don't pay taxes for X amount of years. They can transfer ownership. There's a ton of reasons why this is the case, why American citizens do not have the same opportunity.
I'm aware
Right,
of that.
immigrants
but
are
we
more
also-
likely to pay in taxes than
Yeah.
take out in benefits.
And
They're more likely to add to innovation and jobs and wages. This is what the statistics show. The Congressional
yeah, I
Budget Office.
understand- I
Let me just finish my
understand
point and let you come back
that.
in.
Okay, go
The
ahead.
Congressional Budget Office, which is bipartisan, Republicans and Democrats both use it. They have said that the immigration surge that you mentioned will lead to an extra $9 trillion of GDP over the next 10 years. That amounts to $65,000 per American.
Wait, what did that say? The Congress Budget Office projects that immigration will surge during the Biden administration, add $2.9 trillion to the GDP through 2034. But how? How do they add that? Is it that's not all sales tax? They don't pay working tax.
Will lead to an extra $9 trillion of GDP over the next 10 years. That amounts to $65,000 per American household. That's $65,000 for each and every one of you holding up a red flag.
Okay, I
All
understand
right,
that.
pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your
Nice to
seat.
meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Hey, how's it going? I'm
Weird
Mehdi.
how nobody else
Nice to
got
meet you.
even
All
close.
right, so first before I start, I need to know what you mean by good. I can talk about the economy, I can talk about culture, I can talk about all those things. I need
All
to
of
know
them.
what you mean.
All of them.
All of them.
I'm saying immigrants are good for the economy. They're good for
think lower
culture.
wages are
They're
good for
good
the
for
economy?
society. Where's the lower wages?
What do you mean, where's the lower wages?
Where's the lower wages?
Yeah, so you can
What's
look
the
at
basis for saying no lower wages?
Sure, so you can look at like the STEM industry. It's been in like a complete and total recession. There's been tons of studies like from the Economic Policy Institute that shows that like companies like Tesla, companies from like Silicon Valley, they engaged in
Tesla.
mass firing of workers, around 35,000, but then they hired around 12,000 H-1B visas, and it's kind of just standard economic thinking. If you
It's not standard economic thinking. The vast majority of economists and economic studies suggest that there is a negligible, if no impact on wages over time
That's not-
from
that's just-
immigrants.
that's
In fact, your colleague mentioned earlier, construction, there is actually evidence in construction, yes. But in some industries, in some areas, there is an impact. But overall, no. In fact, a study from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that migrants since 1965 have raised wages
Who's that
and
by?
raised innovation.
Who's that by?
productivity. National Bureau for Economic
By?
Research.
No, hold on. That's where you publish studies. I'm asking
Yes,
for
I didn't
the author.
memorize the names of the authors.
Yeah, I know you did.
Can you give me the authors you've got?
Yeah, hold on. The study you're talking about is from Giovanni Perry, and what he did is he didn't account for aggregation issues, nor did
The
he.
vast majority
Hold
of
on, let
studies.
me speak,
Please.
Yeah, thank you. Right. So listen, he didn't account for aggregation issues, right? And when you look at like the spatial approach, which is what all these economists use, you're not accounting for the fact that when immigrants come into an area, natives leave. If you look at an occupational approach, where you look at the specific firms that immigration is going into, like Kim ETAL 2013 did, you find a net.
You guys know Tesla.
Negative impact when there's a 10% increase of immigration. You find around a 0.5% decline in wages when it comes to the specific occupations they're going to.
So
all your studies are flawed.
So 0.5%. Weigh that up against what I just mentioned from the Congressional Budget Office, which is a massive boost in GDP per head, which you're not counting for. Massive.
Where is the GDP coming from? They're not paying into federal income tax. They take away from that.
increase in tax revenue. Immigrants are actually funding the deficits and debts by paying way more in taxes proportionately, including undocumented immigrants. And what's interesting about wages is I'm in a room full of, I don't know what to call you anymore, conservatives, Republicans, fascists, I don't know. One of you has proudly said that. One of us proudly. Oh yeah, correct. I'm in a room full of correct people, but do any of you actually care about wages? Because for example,
I actually do.
For example, do you support raising the minimum wage?
Absolutely, and you can't do that when you're bringing all these people coming into
That's not the reason the Republican
Party. That is absolutely the reason. It's basic supply and demand. If you have people coming over here in the millions willing to work for $4 an hour, they are going to hire people willing to work $4 an hour versus the people who are going to need 10, 12, whatever, however much dollars per hour.
Blocks the minimum wage. You think Republican politicians don't vote for an increase in minimum wage because they're worried about immigration?
Did I say I voted Republican? Did I say I voted Republican?
Well, I'm in a show that was called 25 far-right Republicans.
That doesn't mean I'm going to support every single Republican candidate.
So you and I, good. So you and I, let's agree. We both support raising the minimum wage. Yes? 100%. $7.25 since 2009. It's lost 30% of its value. If you care about wages, we should be raising the minimum wage in this country, not scapegoating migrants who aren't the cause of low wages in the country. You know who's causing low wages? Billionaires, millionaires, and people who won't pay fair wages to their wages, regardless of whether you are an immigrant or a native.
I get the monologue right now. Let me respond.
You had one. You had one with your one study that had 0.5% impact. Go.
Yeah, and your study sucked that you didn't even know who wrote it, right? So let's get back to the point, right?
Because I don't need to know one study. The majority of studies say that wages are not impacted by migration.
The majority of your studies are flawed. That's what I'm telling you.
My studies. Right. Neither of us are economists. It's the economist studies.
Don't assume who I am.
Are you an economist?
I could be.
But are you?
I could be.
Are you?
I'm not going to tell you.
Are you?
I'm going to major in economics, right?
Are you an economist?
No, not right now.
Okay, so when I said neither of us economists, I was correct.
Just don't assume.
To use your favorite word.
See here, dude, this is nothing of substance. You look at the red flags, they're coming up. Let me get to the point.
Great, but
so
when
you talk about the CBO, one thing you're not accounting for here is that they're assuming an equilibrium, right? Do you know what that means? You shouldn't make these type of assumptions. You said earlier that unemployment.
Do I know what it means? I thought we were not doing assumptions.
Okay, hold on. You mentioned we were at 4.2% unemployment. Yeah, that's counting people who have part-time jobs. That's counting poverty wages.
Yeah, I'm against poverty wages.
You won't let me
again.
Yes, if you go to the Lookwood Institute, they calculated a way where it's like functional unemployment. Okay, if you account for things like just people who make around $25,000 a year, people who have fallen out of the labor market, people who only work part-time. If you count all of those people together and then add on the unemployment, that's around 25% of the population. So when you go, we don't have jobs, we don't have people to do this, and that, and the other. No, yes, we do. Okay, we don't have a labor shortage. We have a good job shortage. And when you keep bringing,
I have it sped up, Sam. I have this sped up a little bit. This kid so far seems to have the best argument I've seen.
People in, and they're taking those jobs.
The good job shortage is the fault of big firms, employers. I'm an employer. I can say that.
Who hires the immigrants?
Who hires the immigrants?
Yeah.
Employers.
Exactly. So when you bring up these big firms,
okay, so
that's the way that keeps wages down. You understand that, right?
So let me ask you a question. If you got rid of all immigrants coming in tomorrow, moratorium, you think that Republicans and employers of big firms would suddenly raise all the wages?
That's what you believe. What I said.
No, but there would be so many people refusing to work for dog shit wages that they would have no choice but to pay a real wage. Sure, it's not going to go up to what's the push at $15 an hour. It's not going to immediately jump to $15 an hour, but it will be over $4.50 or whatever the average illegal works for.
It was complete.
That's what you believe.
You pivoted the hell away from the conversation.
Is that what you? I'm on the subject.
Okay?
Do you believe that wages? I'm just wondering how naive you are. You believe that the 1% will raise wages in the federal wage if we stop immigration?
They will be forced to. When you increase labor's relationship to capital, okay, and you give labor more bargaining power because you're tightening the supply of labor.
This is a very simplistic understanding of economics because you're
explain I'm wrong.
I'm telling you how you're wrong. Because you're ignoring the fact that when immigrants come into an area, they spend money. They create jobs.
About 1/5 of their monthly income leaves the country.
That's a good thing also because you don't.
That's not a good thing. Why would it be a good thing for 1/5 of these immigrants' income to be sent out? Why is that a good thing? I mean, it's not wrong. It's not a good, why would that be a good thing? I don't understand. I don't get it.
Like USA foreign aid. So this is the point.
I knew it was going to be they spend money. I knew it was going to be they spend money. So 20%, that's a good thing. Got it. 8.9 trillion. So it could, what is 20% more than 8.9 trillion? It could be over 10 trillion or $11 trillion if they didn't send it out. So isn't that better? Is that not better for them to not send the money away?
Create jobs. I came into this country. So far, every one of my assumptions about you has been correct. But listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't even like.
Oh,
I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
Why?
Because you come here and say all this bullshit
Why?
about how Americans are lazy.
Why?
You push your left-wing
I never
politics.
said Americans are
I don't know
lazy.
why you say this.
I never said Americans
yes,
are
you are.
lazy.
You're saying immigrants have to come into this country so they can do jobs that we don't want to do.
I
That's
never said
exactly
those
what you
words.
said.
When did I say it?
Really?
When did I say it? It's on
why don't
YouTube. Guys watching on YouTube, rewind to the time where I said immigrants are doing jobs we don't want to do. When did I say those words? Words that came out of my mouth.
Okay, so why do we have to bring in immigrants? Why do we have to bring in immigrants to the country if we have people who are going to do the jobs?
Pause. You've been voted out.
It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
You're going to have to go.
Nice talking to you. You're going to have to go, bro, is what he said as I left, to an American citizen. Good to know where you stand on immigration. It's not about immigration, is it? That's what it's not about. Hey, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you. How are you?
Not bad. So, what type of immigrants are we talking about?
What do you mean?
Like any immigrants or
Immigrants, that's why I said immigrants
are illegal
overall.
immigrants?
Undocumented immigrants also contribute
Illegal.
greatly to the US. I say undocumented, I don't think people are illegal.
So, let's put it this way. I mean, I'm an immigrant too, from Iran.
Okay.
There isn't even
How
a
do you
US...
feel about the fact that people here want you out? Are you okay with that?
I'm here to debate you, not debate them.
I mean, you're all on the same side. You're part of one group.
No.
You've been clapping each other.
No, I mean, there are conservatives here, there are far-right people here, there are Republicans
But how
here.
do you feel about that guy wanting me and you to leave?
But, you know, let's
I'm just wondering. Wait, this is the topic of immigration.
It's not
how do
about
you feel about the guy?
It's not about my feelings towards them.
Okay.
It's about staying on this topic.
Okay.
And
Immigrants are
talk
good for America, yeah. You and me, we're good for America. And the guy over there wants us to leave. So I'm just wondering how you feel about that.
So I believe that there has to be strict immigration laws.
Okay.
We have to make sure that the people who are coming here have the good intent of the United States in mind.
That's not my claim, but okay.
So
my claim is about immigrants are net positive.
If you just open our borders to every single person
No one
that wants to
calls
be
for open
here,
borders.
you know, that claims that they have economical hardship in their country.
Who's calling for open borders?
I'm just saying, you know.
Oh, it's a straw man. So you're just saying a straw man.
No, I'm saying
You're
that
wasting
if
time with a straw man. No one's calling for open borders. I didn't call for open
well, you
borders.
wasted
I said
time.
immigrants who.
You wasted time trying to cause division between me and my friend
division.
over
He
here.
wants you to leave the country. That's a pretty big deal.
All right.
I mean, you can ignore
Like
it,
I
but that's
said-
your side, my friend.
Like I said,
You
you were
made
the
your
one
bet.
that tried to derail this argument.
Derail?
By bringing that.
It's
Even
literally
though we're
core to my
trying to-
argument. I'm saying immigrants are good to America. People on
And-
your
and
side
I
are
asked
saying
you, what
we
type
should
of-
leave. Not me.
And
me and
I
you.
asked you, what type of immigrants are we talking about? Are we
Immigrants
talking about
overall. Overall.
So
Okay, so that's not the conversation. When you say immigrants, we know exactly what you mean. You mean illegal immigrants. You like to turn around and go, well, I meant any immigrants. And you just tried to do the exact same thing to this guy by saying everyone else wants him to leave. So you are also being a fucking asshole.
I mean,
so
you want me to get into like particular communities? I'm not playing that
So
game.
you believe that people that come here without
Overall,
any
help
respect,
the society.
without any respect to our laws and our border, you know, are going to be good for this country?
No, of course not.
So you can't say that all immigrants overall.
I never said all immigrants.
Well,
I said
you
immigrants overall. Immigrants overall doesn't mean all immigrants. Sorry to break that to you.
All right, so we have to make sure that the people who are coming here have the good intent of this country in mind. Agreed?
Yes.
All right,
Irrelevant
good.
to my claim,
But
but
when you
agreed.
have undocumented immigration going
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
you can't vet that. You can't make sure about that. Let me real quick, you know, talk about my background. There is no American embassy in Iran. So in order to come here, you have to stay in line for 4 years, and you have to go through some serious vetting procedure to get here. But I made it, and that process has to be in place because I mean you don't want terrorists
But
to fill this
I
country.
made it too. I'm an American citizen. I went through lots of vetting. I took my test.
And that's how
the guy
it
over
should
there
be.
wants us to leave.
But
he wants us to leave.
when people
so people don't really care about vetting, do they?
But
It's not really about vetting, is it, my friend?
People should not have
You're in
the right.
denial.
People should not have the right to ignore our borders and our laws.
What about those
to
of us who
come
don't
here.
ignore the borders? Should we get to stay?
Of course.
But he says we shouldn't.
Well, I'm not debating him.
You kind of are because you're all together on this.
No, I'm debating you.
Okay. And I'm pointing out to you that your argument is invalid.
Why are you not engaging with what he's saying? Why are you saying, well, this guy disagrees with you? He's talking to you.
Faith, because these guys are actually speaking the truth, and you're in denial about who's on your side. He wants you gone.
I never claimed that I'm on their side or they're on my side. I'm here to debate you.
All right, pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please
Thank
return
you,
to your
Mehdi.
seat.
Nice to meet you. Hey, how you doing? I'm Mehdi. Nice to meet you.
The question is, immigration is good for America, right?
Overall, if you look at the net positives to things like our society, our culture, our food, our economy, our general diversity.
He did the meme. Our food. Our food.
I know the D word is a bad word in places like this. I think immigrants have been a net positive. I think if you look at your everyday lives, we all benefit from immigration.
And what kind of conservatives disagree with that?
The guy, some of the guys who told me to leave this place and go back to, I'm not a citizen.
Do you think all conservatives?
No.
Oh.
No, in fact, Ronald Reagan, who's a president I wasn't a big fan of until Donald Trump came along. Now people like Reagan look good in comparison. Reagan said in 1986, our country is a nation of immigrants. Our immigrant heritage is our strength. He gave an amnesty to 3 million undocumented migrants. He understood the value of immigration. So I'm with Reagan.
Yeah,
Although
I'm
this
with
guy's putting his thumb down there. So
I'm with
Reagan's not
Go figure, he picks the worst fucking Republican president.
popular in right-wing crowds these days.
Yeah. Well, he's popular with me.
Good to hear.
I'm a deferred action of childhood arrivals. I was an illegal immigrant myself. I came here when I was 10. I'm what you would call a legal alien now. I didn't have any say on my parents' choices.
Yes.
Do I think that they were well-meaning by wanting to bring me over for a better future? Absolutely. I believe that.
Yeah.
Did they break the law? Yes. Do I agree with people breaking the law? Not necessarily. Do I think that there's ever a situation where you can break the law for the better or the greater good? You know, immigration is it's an interesting issue because I do agree with you that
This dude talks really slow. This is sped up.
everyone is an immigrant in a sense. Like, can you tell me a little bit more about your journey?
I've been here 10 years. I'm a proud American citizen. I'm a dual national. I'm British. I'm American. And I am an immigrant who's contributing to this country. So, yes, I'm very much proud of America's immigrant heritage. I'm part of it. And despite what one of the other people said on the show earlier, yeah, evereverone here, unless you're Native American,
All right,
is a descendant of
pause.
immigrants.
Sorry, you've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
Thank you, man.
Nice to meet you.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Actually, a fan. I see you a lot on Piers Morgan.
Okay, thank you for watching.
Yeah. So my argument is that Americans are what is a nation? A nation is a geographical location full of people who have some things in common. So I think some of the things typically in history are going to be like race, religion, ethnicity, language. These are some of the things that we have to have in common in order to actually have a functioning civilization, especially in self-government. I'm not necessarily a giant fan of self-government. I'm a Catholic nationalist.
Why won't you answer me? What is my favorite snack? Ribs!
One more spooky donation. I think you were 100% right. The legit ones are being shouted down by this asshole. That's my guess on it, because it started strong with those two people who were super fucking fetty, I guess would be the way to put it. They were super fetty. And he didn't shout them down. He just ignored them, let them talk. And anyone who has a legitimate thing to say back to this dude, he just screams at him and talks over him and doesn't let him finish.
So I think some of the things typically in history
All right, Sam, send me pictures. I'm working on my death company.
are going to be like race, religion, ethnicity, language. These are some of the things that we have to have in common in order to actually have a functioning civilization, especially in self-government. I'm not necessarily a giant fan of self-government. I'm a Catholic nationalist. I'm not a fascist. You have to have at least some things in common in order to actually have a civilization. And the immigrants, especially illegal immigrants that come into this country now, disrespect us. They hate everything that we believe.
Sin a Blood Angels player? Yeah, I picked Blood Angels as my first army. I've been working on painting them. I like the orcs too. The orcs are fun. I was gone for the weekend and I put my paintbrushes in a carrying case and I just opened the case up and the tips are fucked. So I'm a little unhappy about that. I'm gonna have to get new brushes, so that's super fucking not fun. But yeah, no, Blood Angels. Blood Angels for me. I like the Blood Angels. Sanguinius best boy.
They don't even speak our language. I watched after Trump got elected, I watched an interview of an illegal alien woman crying and about getting deported, and the entire interview was in Spanish. That is a spit in the face. It's disrespect. They don't care about us. They abuse our system.
So you've gone from a teleological argument into just a bunch of series of wild, unsubstantiated
I'm asking
claims.
you, what is
I don't accept any of those claims. That they hate everything we stand for, and I don't accept. Well, I'm not going to deal with the teleological.
I am legitimately very upset because these are my best brushes, and I'm trying to paint with them right now, and I'm having a real fucking hard time that the tips are all fucked up. So I'm actually a little upset by this because, like, yeah, decent brushes. These are like $30 on Amazon. Decent brushes are expensive, and I don't have fucking that much money to go blow on some new ones. I'm gonna try to see if I can like fix them or maybe cut them into a better point. But yeah, no, I'm actually very upset and unhappy about this. It sucks.
With the false claims that you made. There's no what's your basis for saying that all immigrants or all undocumented immigrants hate everything we stand for? It's funny that you said you're a Catholic nationalist. How did most Catholics get to America? Irish Catholics, Italian Catholics, immigration. Much of the people coming across the southern border are Catholic.
Legal.
Are Catholics.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
So it's really funny that you say you're a Catholic nationalist, but Catholics came to America via immigration.
Yeah, so there's.
So immigration is good for America. You and I can agree. Otherwise, people of your faith wouldn't be here.
No, well, we were here on this side of the world, in this continent, from conquest. We came over here, and
but the big surges of numbers, as you well know, because you're a smart guy, Italian, Irish immigration waves, Catholic immigration waves.
Okay, yeah, and I'm not
Are
even
you
claiming.
against those?
I'm not even.
Were you against those? If you were alive,
I'm not even claiming that
a lot of
immigration
people
is
were against
bad.
those.
I'm not claiming immigration is bad in all cases at all times.
What is your claim?
My claim is that immigration, especially now, and especially for foreign people that have nothing in common with us,
it's funny that you say it's especially
a negative
now.
thing.
I forgot your name. My apologies.
Brian.
Brian.
Yeah, how many
in every era there has been a Brian who says, "I'm not against immigration, just immigration immigration now.
Okay.
This is what people said about Italians. It's what people said
That's
about Irish
unfortunate,
folks.
sorry.
Said about Russians, Poles, and now we're saying about
why
people
should
coming
I
across the
care
southern
about
border. Because you're not being, you're
Why
being a
are-
little disingenuous
Okay.
saying I'm only against immigrants now. This is a trope.
that disingenuous?
This is because it's a trope that's been used by nativists throughout American history.
No.
And every wave of immigrants has come in and faced the same hate and animus and bigotry and lazy truth. And every wave of immigration is ultimately
Well, I think-
assimilated, integrated,
Here,
benefited the
let me
country. In
make
fact, assimilation right now, according to Jacob Victor from the University of Washington, assimilation rates based on language and citizenship and naturalization are higher now than 100 years ago.
Okay, let me make a statement first. I think that you in your
ignored
own
my statement, but okay.
you and your own person are a complete perfect example of why immigration is negative and why we shouldn't allow people
Wow.
who
Why?
don't have anything in
Why?
common with us. You're pro-abortion, you're pro-euthanasia, you're pro.
I'm
you're
pro-euthanasia? I thought
Yeah, you went. I've seen your stuff. You've defended
I'm
euthanasia.
pro-euthanasia?
Yeah, on Piers Morgan.
No, I've never discussed euthanasia
Okay,
with
well,
Piers Morgan in my
are
life.
you okay, so my point is that you don't.
The way I see it is, if you're coming here legally, that's fine. You can come here legally. You can disagree with us publicly. That's us, in quotes, publicly. That's fine. The only thing I care about is if you are legal and if you are contributing rather than taking. If you're here illegally and you're taking, I have no interest in keeping you in the country. But if you come legally and you're contributing, then I don't care if I agree with you on a single thing. You can stay. That's how I see it. I'm very libertarian in that respect.
Agree
Actually,
with the
I'm the guy
founders of
here.
this country.
If anyone watching at home, I'm the only guy here who actually supports American values, democracy, free speech, the Constitution. I've got folks here telling me they don't believe in democracy, but they're nationalists.
Wait, why should we care about that? By the way,
Isn't that what America stands for? What does America stand for? So you hate what America stands for, not me.
I'm not even
and in
saying-
fact, all the studies show that immigrants actually are more patriotic
the only reason,
than native-born Americans.
the only reason why, that's the Mexicans in LA right now burning it down, waving Mexican flags.
LA's being burned down?
Please don't send us back to the country that we're waving the flag of.
I've been in LA for a few days. I didn't see anything burned down.
Yeah, I know the
Where?
riots have ended. That's because Trump sent.
But if
in
it's burned down, where's it all burned down? I haven't seen it. I've traveled around all of LA. You said LA was burned down. LA is 500 square miles. It's not a figure of speech, actually. It's another false claim of yours.
No, they're burning
I support
buildings.
euthanasia. LA's burned to the ground.
Bro, just
Immigrants
listen,
hate what we stand
relax.
for.
Okay, so
I'm super relaxed.
So you're pro-abortion.
But you're just saying one false thing after another.
So you're pro-abortion.
And I'm
right?
standing by my position. Immigrants are good for
You're pro-abortion. You're an immigrant.
I'm pro Roe v. Wade. Personally, I'm not pro-abortion. If you knew anything about me, you know.
Roe v. Wade is.
All right, pause. You've been voted out.
I was going to say nice to meet you, Brian, but I guess not.
I can't do shit with these brushes. Fuck. I'm fucking everything up. Damn it. Is there a way, all my other fellow players out there, is there anything you can do when the the tips of a brush are bent too badly? Like, is there anything you can do for that? Or is it just fucked?
Great to see you.
Like, it must have been sitting in my case crooked for 3. I know this one is all of them. God damn it.
My name is Cyrus.
Not really. Cool.
Nice to meet you, Cyrus.
I am also son of 2 immigrants, came in legally. I'm also Persian descent, born in LA.
Fantastic.
Once a brush is fucked, it's fucked. Okay. All right. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Terangeles.
Yes. Well, I am mainly upset, not at the immigrants, legal or not. I'm mainly upset at Wall Street. I'm mainly upset at the elites, the special interests. They are the main reason why we've been having this issue since 1965. And I understand most want to do well. There are a few bad apples, we can agree. But we want to go after the elites. They are the main cause of the problem.
Love it.
And
Yeah, we are all friends right now sitting around talking about this. Hell yeah.
And just like healthcare, trade, everything.
What does the tip look like? I would soak them in airbrush cleaner. Synthetics are bad like that, but they're cheap. So it's a trade-off. The natural hair brushes, if you take care of them, they're the best. If it's a hairbrush, use a hot iron. I'm pretty sure these are synthetic, and the entire, like, fine tip of the brush is just crooked. Here, let me get a paint. Open up paint. It's like, can I? Brush is perfect. Size, give me a big one. It's need a triangle like that. Like they go like that, but the very tip of it is like, meh. it's just meh. Like it's all bent sideways and shit. I don't think there's anything I could do with that.
thing.
Did you know, Cyrus, that the top 1% dodge $163 billion in taxes every year, while undocumented people pay $100 billion in tax? So
Well,
I know where my anger is against.
There are issues with our tax system on the rich, but in a state like California, some taxes are too high. I used to live here, now I live in Las Vegas.
Different debate.
Okay,
I'm saying immigration is good for
depends
America.
on the
People
tax.
like you and me overall are good for America, is what I'm
Okay,
saying.
but it depends on how it's done.
Yes.
It depends on how it's
And
done.
how it's been done to
so
the US is
I'm not blaming the housing crisis on immigrants,
and you'd be
not
wrong
on
too.
wages,
And you'd be
but
wrong too.
in a state like California that doesn't build enough homes and they're bringing immigrants in, you have to increase supply of housing.
agree.
Okay,
I agree.
but this is where our anger is at the political class.
I agree.
The Democrat Party used to have a different stance on immigration 15 years ago. Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not here to defend different Democrats. What I will say
Okay,
is
well,
that,
that's our anger.
What I will say is that everyone here actually does think immigration is good for America. Everyone here uses an iPhone designed by an immigrant, is on Gmail
Fair
designed
point.
by an immigrant, is
But-
is on a YouTube show.
But
you
this
guys
is-
all came to a YouTube show founded by an immigrant. You wouldn't
Fair
be
point,
here.
but that's
if it
a
wasn't for
tiny
an immigrant.
minority,
So
though.
you all love immigrants, whether you like it or not.
Okay, but
So consensus is fucked.
it is a taboo subject. Should we be concerned about the demographics? So
No.
Anglo-Saxon, European American, 0% of America, it doesn't matter.
Are they 0% of America?
Well, let's say if it becomes 0%, it should not worry.
They're not going. Why are you bring weird hypotheticals?
But there has to. But I mean, they're still part of our country. There's culture. There's.
Yeah.
I mean, even Britain. Like,
I mean,
it
America's gone
concerns
through
me.
many
But
demographic
it
waves,
concerns me when Britain
what's
is
Britain?
changing,
Britain
and
is-
it's it's like
Britain's
they're
been
losing their
changing for
culture.
years.
But it's
Who said
losing
they're
their
losing
culture.
culture? Who
Are
said
they?
so?
Are they going to try to?
I'm
what
from
are
the
they
UK.
gonna-
I'm telling you, no one's losing their culture. in the UK.
London is going to be very little British in
Who
one
says
day.
so?
What's the plan? That's what we want to know. What's the
You
plan?
just made that up. Have you been
But
to London?
how do we know?
Cyrus, have you been to London?
No.
So then maybe you shouldn't comment on places you don't know anything about.
But what's the plan?
I grew up in London.
What's
London's
the
a very
general
British
plan?
city. I was in London a few weeks ago.
Okay.
It's a very British
I
city.
hope not. I understand that there are people in this audience that don't like me or you in this
Yeah,
country,
they want
and
us
I
to leave.
respect that. There's some that don't even want me to date a blonde woman. They want to keep to their own, or ginger or whatever. I respect that. But there has to be a deal made. There's Idaho. There's
Mass replacement is like the one theory, quote unquote, that drives me up a wall, because it's something that Democrats like run on. It's like their platform. That's what they like. I support this thing, and then when a Republican goes, "Hey, why are they supporting this thing?" They go, "Why is he racist?"
Montana. They can go live in a homogeneous society. I don't believe in force. Okay.
Am I pronouncing homogeneous wrong, or is it actually homogeneous?
I believe that there has to be a deal made, and I think there's upsides and downsides to
There is a
diversity.
deal made. People have elections. They vote for elections. And right now, there's Donald Trump in the White House. Not someone I support, but people voted for him.
Well, why did he get in? Mainly because we had
That's a big subject.
2016.
Not sure we have time to get into that.
2016.
Does anybody, can anyone send me like their recommendations for brushes under, what do we have, $32 here? Under $25 on Amazon that I could order, because these are my only brushes and now I don't have them.
Bernie Sanders. Okay.
Part of the reason he got in is that people in this room want
I'm legitimately upset about this. Like, I'm a fucking idiot.
people like me and you to leave, and they voted for him to try and make that
I'm
happen.
not surprised. One of the Charlottesville marchers doesn't like me, and I've met those people, and I respect their views.
You really shouldn't.
Well,
Don't
they're wants.
Don't respect racists and fascists, is my advice to you.
Well, they have their preferences. You know, that's just, we can't change that.
Actually, we can. That's why I tried to come in today, but anyways.
All right, that's time. Please return to your seat.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you,
Great
Cyrus.
pleasure.
Do you have Masters brush soaps in? I do not.
Sure. Good.
My final claim
I recommend save and invest in natural hair brushes. How the fuck am I going to get that kind of money?
is that Donald Trump's plan
Is that like $25 a brush?
for Gaza is ethnic cleansing.
You know what? I actually agree with this. Trump plans on making Gaza full Israeli.
Hey, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Masters brush soap. I got everything on my desk. Let me pull it up on my phone here. Shelly's messaging me too. Where's the thing? Amazon. Because we don't have any fucking craft stores anywhere. Masters brush soap. The Masters brush cleaner, preserver, or Masters airbrush cleaner, because I'm getting like two different things. General Pencil Company, the Master Brush Cleaner and Preserver. Or Master Airbrush Cleaner. I'm gonna guess it's the first one, because it's got a little guy with an easel on the cover.
Nice to meet you.
You too. So why do you say this is Donald Trump's plan? Why do you think that?
I mean, he says it's his plan. Have you seen his
Yeah,
plan?
that's what yep, okay.
When did he say it?
Not even Hobby Shop. I'm sure the Hobby Shop will have it, but it'll be like $25 for an $8 thing.
He said it standing next to Benjamin Netanyahu in January, February. He said it on Fox News in an interview on Fox.
I want to hear how the Republicans are going to get this one wrong.
He said it on Air Force One when he was chatting to reporters.
Word for word, what's an example of what he said?
Word for word, he said, for example, we're going to clean out the Gaza Strip. He said they're going to leave. We're going to take control of it. He says, we'll own it. I would own it. He says, I'm not sure under international law how he can own a foreign piece of land. And when he was asked on Fox News, the people, the Palestinians who are being forced to leave, would they be able to come back? He said, no, they wouldn't. That is the literal definition of ethnic cleansing, according to a UN definition.
Why do you
of
think
ethnic
that Trump is saying this? Do you think that he has some personal interest in cleansing Gaza, or do you think there might be some special interest group or perhaps religious or ethnic group that's, that maybe he received money from them and that's the whole reason why he wants to cleanse Gaza? Or why do you think that is?
Doesn't really matter,
Donald Trump's
does it?
motivations. I really don't care. My claim is that what he's doing is ethnic cleansing.
Well,
do you agree with that?
I would actually, probably agree, but I'm just...
You agree that it's ethnic cleansing? You agree with doing ethnic
No,
cleansing?
I don't agree with it, but I agree that's probably his plan. But I'm trying to figure out, why do you think that is? Because Donald Trump's a white man. He identifies as Christian. I'm not sure if he really is. But what interest does he have in preserving a Jewish ethno-state? Why would he have that?
It's a good question. You'd have to ask Donald Trump that question. I've got
you
multiple
Why
views.
are you not pausing? I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with Bubby. Shmoney. Thanks, Dr. Functional. Appreciate it, bud. Yeah, send that shit over.
Not sure I like where you're going with your views, but I think Donald Trump is definitely someone who's got financial interests in ethnic cleansing. He's got political interests. He loves the evangelical voters he gets. A lot of Christian evangelicals like to support Israel because they think Jesus will come back if all the Jews are gathered in one place with no Palestinians. I think he's going to make...
What? Is that a real thing? Hold on. I got to hear that again. Hold on.
He's definitely someone who's got financial interests in ethnic cleansing. He's got political interests. He loves the evangelical voters he gets. A lot of Christian evangelicals like to support Israel because they think Jesus will come back if all the Jews are gathered in one place with no Palestinians. I think he's going to make money, he thinks, from beachfront property with Jared
Jesus is going to come back?
Kushner. He said something similar in the past.
You think that's the real reason?
I think there's multiple reasons, yeah. I think financial, geopolitical, ideological, evangelical. I don't care. My claim is that what he's doing is ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing is a war crime according to the Fourth Geneva Convention.
Yeah, I agree.
It's against international law under the Rome Statute, so we shouldn't be part of that. The United States should not be supporting Donald Trump's plan for ethnic cleansing.
I agree.
Good.
What do you think? What do you think should be done instead with the Israel-Gaza situation? I'm not sure what your stance is on this.
I would like to see a ceasefire in Gaza.
Two-state
I would like to see. I don't really get into debates about what solutions. I would like to see an end to the killing. I would like to see Gazans have freedom. I would like to see the Palestinians in Gaza somehow get their land back. 80% of Gaza right now is under Israeli military control or displacement.
I agree with him 100% so far, yeah.
I would like to see freedom for the Palestinian people. I'm an American. To go back to the core of this show, I support American values. One person, one vote. Free speech.
It really is a religious and ethnic battle.
It is not a religious battle.
Well, yes, that is what it's obviously between Jews and Muslims. Both want control of the Holy Land.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
What else? What other?
Actually, the founders of Israel were secular. They were not religious, actually. And I think some religious Jews, like Bezalel Smotrich, who's the Israeli government minister,
it doesn't really matter.
is a religious fanatic.
My point is,
the core of the conflict is over land. It's colonial. It's historic. It is not about religion.
Colonialism is for a reason.
The people who want to steal the land want everyone to believe it's religious.
My point is, why are we sitting here?
Jesus was Italian? You're goddamn right he was.
Why are we sitting here? It's like a false dichotomy where we have to argue, do Jews get Israel? Do Muslims get Israel? Why are we...
I've never...
Hold on. Well, I got the perfect thing for this. Hold on. Please, where's Spanish flea? Whoa. I gotta go find the fucking. I gotta go find the thing and then go. Well, where is it? It's in here somewhere. Just imagine me shifting through files. Oh, I guess it's literally what I'm doing, yeah. Yeah.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
If we want to talk about who Israel really belongs to, how
many of us here are Christians
I didn't bring up anyone's
trying to
religion.
pick sides between Jews and Muslims taking over Israel? Don't you think that...
Hold on. First of all, I didn't bring up religion. Second of all, you know that a lot of Palestinians are Christian, right?
Some of them.
You're just
yeah,
reducing
it's
it to Muslim
small.
versus
Well,
Jew.
it's majority Muslim, yeah. It's very
But there are
small
many
percentage.
prominent
I agree,
Palestinian
yeah, but there's not that many
so
of
it's
them.
not worth
So
reducing
it
everything
is,
to
well,
religion.
it is, the reason, why do you think Iran is backing proxies that want to take over Gaza and, back the terrorism in Gaza? It's obviously because they want to Muslim control of the land. You don't think that's why?
No, I don't think it's about religion. I've been following this conflict for decades. It's not about religion. People who say
it is. There's no way it's not about religion. What the fuck are you talking about? It is absolutely about religion. You have to be ethnically Jewish to be an Israeli citizen.
Religion, it's a distraction.
Well, it's a big part of it, I think.
I think it's become a big part of it. It's been weaponized by bad faith actors, sure. But I don't think that's the core. The core is that one group of people are dominating another group of people.
What group of
it is
people
apartheid.
is it? But what group of people is dominating another group of people?
One ethnic group is dominating another ethnic group.
What ethnic group?
Jewish people.
Yes, dominating.
Arabs.
Yes.
But I didn't say anything about Christian, Muslim, Jew in a religious sense.
Okay,
Jews
well,
defined as religion and ethnicity. You know that, right?
Well, why do you think that Muslims want control of the Holy Land?
You keep saying Muslims. I didn't bring up Muslims.
Well, they're Muslim states. Like, what do you think? Like Iran wants to do with
I
the
didn't bring
Holy
up
Land?
Iran.
But that's part of the conversation. What do you
Who's
mean?
fund? Oh my God. Okay.
It's not. The conversation is Donald Trump is doing ethnic cleansing, and you agree with me. So I'm not sure why you're still here, to be honest.
It's part of the larger context.
It's a weird
of the
debate when you actually agree with me.
What I was trying to say is we kind of have this false dichotomy here, where we're trying to take the side of the Gazans, which mostly it's a Muslim majority, or the side of the Jews, to try to decide who gets control over Israel.
I didn't say about control.
America is a majority Christian country. Should we be deciding Christians should?
It is in control, because both sides don't want the other side there. It is absolutely about who is in control.
Have control of the
I agree.
Holy
Donald
Land.
Trump should not, nothing to do with religion. Donald Trump should not be deciding what happens to Gaza. That's my claim. If you agree with me, great. Let's shake hands. Give the seat to someone who disagrees with me.
Do you think that America should just cut ties with Israel altogether?
What's your definition of cut ties?
Like stop funding them, stop being a military arm?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm on
great.
record saying.
Okay.
That was an easier debate. Whoa! Welcome back, Richie. You really want to be here?
First of all, I really thought that obviously where we started, where it ended up, there's a lot of aggression. I can see in your eyes there's a level of exhaustion from being here. This is where my empathy comes in. Where it doesn't is, when you have a room full of people that do agree with you, we have this opportunity to come together. And you're kind of mocking people when they do. So you mocked Sarah a little bit when you guys clearly had a common interest and goal to reach. So I can tell you're agitated. I want to bring that all down, please.
I'm guessing you're not going to, but let's see.
No, I'm going to. I do want to point out some contradictions. First and foremost, I don't believe you're pro-American in the value system that you claim to uphold, especially with free speech, if you're not willing to debate people that don't share your values. That's very
un-American. Do you believe Donald Trump's plan for Gaza is ethnic cleansing?
I don't believe it's ethnic cleansing, because it's not his plan.
It is his plan. He said it's my plan.
No, he's
Benjamin Netanyahu called it his plan.
He is obeying someone else's plan.
Okay. Who is he obeying?
He is obeying Israel's plan for the Greater Israel Project, of which this is one of those things that we can agree on.
Why is he doing that?
Why is he doing that? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they have something on him. Maybe they have something on all
But
Americans.
you think it's a bad thing what he's doing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
No.
Glad to agree with you.
See, I don't want to shut down the
conversation.
conversation.
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Out of all the bad faith people we have covered on this channel, Mehdi, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Hasan is like the least aggravating one I've seen so far. So I don't hate this one.
But I want to take this opportunity, because I don't know if I'm going to get the opportunity again, to say you're not American. First and foremost, you're not.
Remember what I said?
This is the guy who is absolutely paid.
The agitation from you is not going to be lower.
What I'm saying,
you claim to lower the temperature and then make racist remarks. You know that's a racist remark.
It's not racist.
You tell an American citizen.
Perfect. You just proved your own point. You just said that was a racist position.
Yes.
Earlier, you argued this contention that America has no race. It's a bunch of immigrants that culminate together into
America has no race.
You inferred it. You absolutely did. Okay. So now you're saying it's racist for me to take an American nationalist approach. You're kind
of an American national approach? Is that a white approach?
I think it's a white nativist approach. Of course,
only
absolutely.
Americans are white people.
Why did your parents immigrate
Americans
from India?
only white people.
Why did your parents immigrate from India to the UK?
Because the UK colonized and conquered India.
Okay, why did you immigrate to America?
Because many reasons.
Okay, all opportunity. There's opportunity.
That's not true. You don't know.
The accent. Your accent is an afflect of white Anglo-Saxon.
But there are 50 million Americans in this country.
I understand, but
none of them Americans in your view.
What I'm trying to get you.
What is this guy even trying to argue? He's just coming up here and saying that really only white people can be Americans because he's either an actual racist hillbilly fuck or a paid shill. One of the two.
To reach a common ground here.
We're not going to reach a common ground because you said I'm not American.
Please try.
I don't think you're American.
I'm saying you're not.
I don't think you're American.
I'm saying you're not American due to values.
I don't think you're not American on values either. I think you're a little fascisty, a little racisty.
See, you're using these words. Okay, first of all, I want to say this.
I'm not just throwing them at you. You didn't come sit down. I said
for every conservative that has ever been shut down by leftists like you, for every conservative, for every conservative,
you've already said
for every right wing, for every
Stefan
Molyneux, Thomas Sowell, Nick Fuentes, all of those people.
Is Thomas Sowell American?
He's Australian. But that's not the point. I'm saying people that are on our side of the aisle that get shut down by people like you because you're leveraging this position of emotion.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not. You're leveraging the position of emotion.
My side of the aisle is trying to deport you. The only shutting down is being done by you.
They're actually trying to genocide my entire race. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You're a white genocide guy?
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
You know the fact.
I'm amazed that Jubilee find some of you guys. How do they find you?
Do you see?
Did they email you? Do you have Gmail?
Why are you?
They paid him a giant check to put on an act.
Trying to oust me. This
you
is
shop
such a
at
cheap
Costco.
tactic.
Do you go to Nordstrom?
No,
All immigrants. Have you ever been on eBay?
No,
immigrants.
but
You love immigrants.
No, I'm
You love immigrants when they're helping you. You just don't like the color of my skin.
We're having a different
All right,
conversation.
pause.
Genocide.
We're having a different
Pause.
conversation.
All right, you've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
Okay. I really wish we could have got some.
I mean, you believe in white genocide, so it's very hard to.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you.
Hello. So, I'll switch over to the Gaza thing in a second, but first off, I just wanted to touch on that. You said that you support free speech, of course, right? So, what I'm confused about is you've refused to debate people that have disagreed with you because you said that they're racist or they're fascist, right?
No. If we're going to do facts, they said they were racist and fascist. Get your facts right before you start arguing.
Okay, that's also not a free speech thing. Freedom of speech does not equal out to I have to talk to you. Like, I am much more... Free speech is government and corporations silencing you, not you have the right to talk to me. That would be like, you know, somebody from the chat trying to message me on Discord and I don't respond to them and then turning around and saying I'm taking away their free speech. That is not the same thing.
Isn't the whole entire point of a debate to debate people that you don't agree with?
I don't debate people who don't see me, A, as equal. No point. Or B, support democracy, because that would undermine the whole idea of the debate. If you don't support democracy, as our friend here doesn't, and support General Franco, then what is the point of a debate? The First Amendment doesn't mean you have to debate everyone. Somebody comes up to you in the street and starts talking to you. You don't have an obligation to carry on talking to them. I'm sure you go about your business. Somebody comes up to you in the subway and sits next to you and starts ranting in your face. So you're not going to start debating.
So everybody here in the street,
everyone here has hygiene standards, as do you. There are people you wouldn't debate, I'm sure, as well.
Okay. So can you please describe why you think Trump is supporting ethnic cleansing of Gaza just because he wants to take over the land there? How does that equate to killing them?
Not just take over the land. Kick out all the people. That is the definition of ethnic cleansing.
So isn't ethnic cleansing killing people? Because it seems like you're...
No, you can ethnic cleanse people without killing them. And by the way, they have been killed. More than 50,000 people in Gaza have been killed by the Israelis, by people like Bezalel Smotrich, who said recently, the finance minister of Israel, we are going to Gaza to conquer, cleanse, and remain. We're going to annihilate the place. We're going to disassemble Gaza, he said. We're going to leave it behind as piles of rubble. That's the guy Trump's funding, supporting. That's the guy praising Trump. So yes.
Funding with our tax money, by the way. I do agree with not debating some people who you know you won't make ground with. I have been in, even in DMs, heated arguments with people, and I go, have you already made up your mind on this, or are you open to having a discussion? And they go, no, my mind's made up. And I go, all right, then I'm not going to bother. Like, I don't see the point in having a conversation with somebody who is just head in the sand stubborn about something, rather than, you know, someplace else I could put my effort to. You not reading this comment is a violation of my free speech. Damn, I will be screwed if you read this. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm suing you, advocates. We have to settle out of court for your defamation or whatever it is.
Trump and Smotrich are ethnically cleansing Gaza.
I cannot deny that thousands of people are dying in Gaza, but you need to realize, why are they dying? Is it possibly that they're attacking another country?
No,
just
the
because
people who are dying
Israel
were not
is
attacking another country.
Just because Israel is killing more Gazans than Gazans are killing Israel doesn't mean Gaza is righteous and Israel is evil.
I never
Now,
said anything about evil or righteous.
Israel
I said
might
ethnic cleansing. You said don't have to be killed. I said they are being killed, and the criteria for what's happening to them. If Donald Trump says these people have to leave and never come back, is that not ethnic cleansing? What is your definition of ethnic cleansing?
I would think ethnic cleansing is when you're killing off a large part of an ethnic group.
That's genocide. You're confusing your terms. Ethnic cleansing is removing one ethnic group using a deliberate policy by violence or terror-inspiring means to remove another population, another ethnic group from a certain geographic area. That's the UN definition of ethnic cleansing. That is what he's doing. When he was asked Donald Trump, can they come back? He said, no, they cannot. That is ethnic. I've heard all these. In fact, people talk about white genocide today. You guys are nationalists. How would you feel if somebody came, a president of France came and told you to leave your land and not come back? Would you not feel you'd been ethnically cleansed from your home?
From America?
Yeah.
Well, because my ancestors were settlers here, not immigrants. They actually
Palestinians are not immigrants in Gaza. They are indigenous people in the land.
God damn.
Didn't Israel just give Gaza the land like a few decades ago?
No.
I'm pretty sure Israel used to have that land.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong. They
1900s.
withdrew from 2005 from the land, but control the air. No, they don't give it to them. They control the air, the sea space, the borders, the population registry. They controlled what went in and out. It was a prison, an open-air prison. That's not giving them freedom.
Don't they have a border with Egypt and then the Mediterranean
Sea?
Sea?
Yes, and the Israelis and Egyptians work together because Donald Trump and Joe Biden and Barack Obama. Yes, they're funded by the United States. Did you know that Muslim countries do bad things too?
No, I know that they do bad things.
Okay, then so we're in agreement.
All right, pause. You've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
Nice to meet you.
Run.
No one. Great.
Hello, sir. Welcome back.
See you again, Mehdi. All right, so I agree that Trump wants to do a cleansing, but not an ethnic one, because that area requires a lot of cleansing. Because when you have a population that was taught from early childhood age to hate Jews, Christians, and pagans, you need some serious re-education.
Number one, that's not true. Number two, that's not what he's proposing.
Well, I mean, most Palestinians, by polling number, do support Hamas.
They support resisting Israel.
Well, I mean,
who is resisting?
The thing is, you know, what did they do in the first place that they're in this, what you call open-air prison?
Great question. What did they do to deserve being occupied?
Well, Here's the thing, because the Islamic Republic in Iran is using them as a tool.
What has Iran got to do with this?
As a tool for their Islamic expansion.
When did the Islamic...
Because
hold on. When did the Islamic Republic...
I like this guy.
Iran.
Not only is he a sharp dresser, he's pretty sharp chap.
You're Iranian American,
Yes.
I believe.
Yes, I am.
When was the Islamic Republic of Iran founded?
1979.
When was Gaza occupied by Israel?
The very first
67.
time. 67, yes.
So, can we do the maths together? 12 years before the Islamic Republic of Iran existed, Israel was oppressing, occupying, dispossessing the people of Gaza. So your argument makes no sense.
Were there any terrorist organizations at the time?
The PLO was considered a terrorist organization by the entire Western world.
All right, so what's Hamas there?
Hamas did not exist till the 1980s.
Exactly. My point is, after the Islamic Republic came, it became chaotic because the Islamic Republic started to use the so-called innocent Palestinians for their own
so-called innocent Palestinians. You don't think Palestinians are innocent?
Not all of them.
Dude, I am fucking staggered by this guy's whole outfit. I love every bit of it.
Because what about the 17,000 children who were killed?
They're doing the
17,000 children were killed. Were they not innocent? Were they not innocent?
Who's responsible for that?
Israel. Who dropped the bombs
Hamas is responsible. Hamas is responsible for hiding in hospitals and making tunnels underneath.
So when
those
children are shot in the head by Israeli snipers not responsible for that.
Look,
it's a simple question.
Here's the problem.
When Israeli snipers shoot Palestinian children in Gaza in the head, as eyewitness testimony and doctors' testimony proves, that's not the fault of the Israeli snipers.
This is the problem, because when you have
the problem is you won't answer the question. I'll ask you a third time. When Israeli snipers shoot Palestinian children in the head, is that not the fault of Israeli snipers?
Well, you got to let me finish.
No, you got to answer the question. Fourth time.
Well,
when Israeli snipers shoot Palestinian children in the head, we're running out of time. I need to know what you think about innocent children. Because what you said was pretty outrageous. You said so-called innocent Palestinians. For the fifth time, when Palestinian children are shot in the head by Israeli snipers, is that not the fault of Israeli snipers?
What did those children do?
What did you tell me? Did the children deserve to be shot in the head?
Because the problem is,
millions of people are watching you say
they start brainwashing children. They start brainwashing children at a very young age.
So you support sniping children in Gaza?
Look,
do other people here support sniping children in Gaza? Is that a conservative position now?
What if they're wearing a suicide vest?
They weren't.
But what if they are?
They're not, though.
What if they
children.
are?
I have friends who went there. Doctors went to Gaza. American doctors. They came back as we had multiple children.
What if
with
they're
gunshot
hell-bent?
shots.
What if they're hell-bent on killing you and your family?
A 10-year-old child, an 8-year-old child, a 6-year-old child.
Because
this is
like
bad
I said,
for you.
Like
You're
I said,
sitting on
their
What, 10, 8, 6-year-old children can't be forced to wear a vest? That was an entire way that they would fight these people.
Live television, where millions of people are going to see your neighbors, your friends. You support the killing of children.
Millions of people don't know what's going on.
Even your fellow right-wingers are saying, don't go this far. Like genocide, sure, but don't advocate
millions of
killing
people
kids.
don't understand the brainwashing that is going on in Islamic Republic and in Palestine to create this hatred.
You're obsessed with Iran so much that you're supporting the killing of Palestinian children who never harmed you or any other Israeli. That's insane.
Look,
and the fact that you support Trump's ethnic cleansing now doesn't surprise me.
I didn't say ethnic cleansing. I said cleansing of the land.
All right, pause.
Because you need to cleanse the land from all the
Slobodan Milosevic said similar stuff.
You've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
How you doing? Good to see you again.
See, I wouldn't be able to do that. I would just start shoulder checking people. Fuck out of my way. It's my turn.
I'm good seeing you too, man. First thing I'm going to say is I'm not down for Israel. Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to say. And I don't like when you come up here and you use the type of rhetoric that you do. You talk like all these like left-wing positions, and then you go to the last part, which is I don't support ethnic cleansing in Palestine. I think you're doing a huge disservice to pro-Palestinians when you start allying yourself with all these progressives. I don't think it looks good because you have all these conservatives in here who oppose war. They oppose intervention in the same tradition of Pat Buchanan and all the greats that came before him.
Donald Trump, though, sadly.
Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. I do agree. I mean, he ran on an anti-war ticket. He said he was going to. I didn't.
Because he lies, right?
You gonna let me talk, or you just want to? Yeah,
he lied about that.
I mean, yeah, you keep,
he lied about a lot of stuff. Sure.
You keep going back to Trump. I don't think this is part of his plan. I think this is a plan of lobbyists, and this is not just unique to Trump.
I fucking, in my core, despise the trust the plan people. I fucking hate the trust the plan people. They are the dumbest cocksuckers on the face of the earth.
It's been a thing since the Democrats. It's been a thing since the Republicans before them. It's been like this since Truman. I don't know if you read like John Mearsheimer's The Israel Lobby or anything like that. Would you agree or disagree with anything like that?
Oh, I agree with Stephen Walt and John Mearsheimer, yeah, for
okay,
sure.
Great. So I'm just wondering, when you ally yourself with all these leftists and you come up here and you argue for immigration, you argue up here that, Trump's this bad criminal and this and that, and then you
think Trump's bad too?
I think he's good on some questions and bad on other things, but let me get to the point here, is you ally yourselves with guys like, Jewish Voices for Peace and all those guys.
Great people.
Yeah, not really, though. Why? Because they're self-interested in it.
That is a great term. I'm going to remember that one. Eternal fucking noted Trump loyalist. Oh, that's good.
By definition,
No, it says it on their homepage.
By definition, they're not self-interested, right? They're going against their own
Are you
community.
going to let me talk? On their homepage, it literally says that we are here to segregate Judaism from Zionism. It's very clear they're doing this in their own interest. That's why it literally says Jewish Voices for Peace. They're going to be the good Jews who say that we don't support Palestine. And then what happens is you take all these progressives, you go out there and LARP in the street, and then everyone here who's conservative, they're going to vote for the pro-war candidate because they don't want to be associated with all the liberals.
So you're forced to vote for pro-war people. Poor
It's either that or get replaced in my country. What do you want me to do?
Oh, you and your replacement bullshit.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
Okay, so was Kamala anti-war? I don't get it.
Oh, wow. There's 3 people so far. Let's keep counting. We should...
All right. That's enough for me this evening. I've had about as much as I could take from this. Out of all the debates we've covered, this was probably the least frustrating one, honestly. This is the one that made me not want to chuck my computer against a wall. I hope I'm going to try to dispute the copyright claim on this. Hopefully we can keep it up. But yeah, like Q and shit like that. It's fucking idiots. So yeah, guys, thank you for coming and hanging out. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me this evening. I don't even have slabs pulled up. I say the winner is the dapper dress guy. Me too. I agree. Trust the plan, Sin. No, I will not. Dapper guy MVP. Yes, agreed. Guys, thank you for coming and hanging out. Thank you for a very, very fun stream this evening. I'm going to go see if I can get some brushes or something. I am so fucking upset about my brushes. I'm so upset about it. I sent Shelly a picture. The case that they're in, they're just a little too long. So they were just smushing up against the top. How fucking annoying. Guys, thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Later.